unless they can go steal a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, it's the proverbial, can you flip the switch when the playoffs come? I don't think you can.
Ain't no switch to flip.
Yeah.
That's all for us, everybody. But we'll see you today at 9:30 Eastern with much more Undisputed.
I fill it out.
All right, good morning and welcome to another edition of the Carton Show. Eddie House, Mark Schlereth, Cody Decker, whoever you are, you're you. It's Tuesday. It's time as we start every show off with a little something we call Headlines. Yeah, it never gets old, does it? UConn, congratulations, you blue-blooded bastards, for winning the national title last night against San Diego State. What's up, Eddie House?
Yeah. What's happening?
Hey, how'd that defense go, Eddie?
You're like the only one. I'm not the only one.
I
was just following the basketball expert, man.
Yeah, he played baseball.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
Actually, you gotta give credit to UConn, man. They came out. Their defense was stifling. They had a problem with the duck ends. They couldn't get anything at the paint.
Yeah.
And then contesting shots. Then when you get wide open shots, you have no rhythm. You miss shots. So
Here's the sad thing. It's not only is it a blowout, but after the game, there was nobody doing the John Cena to anybody, so nobody gives a rat's ass about the game. The good news is that everyone's going to the White House. We'll explain that story coming up in a little bit, winners and losers. But UConn wins. It's their 5th national championship, and now we can all pretend like we care about college basketball until next season.
Yes.
Headline number 2, this is a big NBA story. The report is that Andrew Wiggins is going to be coming back this week, but after missing 3 months of the season, can a young guy, just show up and boom, assimilate right back? Or is Golden State kind of selling wolf tickets right now about the return of Andrew Wiggins and what he means?
he means a lot. You see what he did last year to Jason Tatum in that finals, made it extremely rough. I think defense travel is one thing that he just has to do is get back in shape, offensively get his rhythm back. But I think if he's in shape, he could come in right away and be effective.
Is there such a thing as basketball shape, game shape versus like practice shape? Because I'm sure, he's not like me and Mark. He didn't put on 20 pounds, right?
For sure. It's different speeds. Yeah, Mark, you know this. So in practice, you got one speed. Then in the game, it's ratcheted up. So I think defensively, if he comes in with decent shape, they'll watch his minutes. I think he could affect the game on that side of the ball.
We always say in the football world that you only get in shape for playing football by playing football.
True.
Like and I would imagine the same is true for basketball. You can work out, you can do all that stuff, but there's a difference between actually being on the court, basketball shape, and kind of, whatever you do.
You got to play.
Yeah.
You got to play. I mean, you go out there, simulate games, do cone drills, do all those things, run line drills to have your wind up. Your endurance is up. It's your rhythm, really. Offensively, your rhythm. But I think, again, defensively, if he comes in decent shape, he'll be able to
play defense.
He can make some.
Just so I hear that you correctly, NBA guys actually do cone drills still? Yeah. That's not for high school losers?
No, you do cone
or
drills.
fat people at fat camp?
You find ways to work out.
Right.
Period. So by yourself, get some cones out there. You don't need anybody out there.
I thought the NBA workout looked like this. Oh, that's another story for another day. I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. I was thinking about being in the club again last night. My fault. The Wiggins thing, just real quick, is weird because, with all the loose lips there are on sports today and social media and Instagram and the phone, the reason he has been out has been highly guarded. There was that one crazy story, which has now been refuted, which is kind of like a Maury Povich episode about his kids, which I think is always off limits. But now it looks like his dad may be ill, and it's a very personal situation with his family. But getting him back, and I know it's hard to separate personal drama from just playing ball, but getting him back is a big deal for the Golden State Warriors. And Eddie's going to give us more on that a little bit later on in the show. How about this? This is great, right? Headline number 3. The Dallas Mavericks have officially imploded. Thank you, Team Leukemia, known as Kyrie Irving. Maybe I shouldn't use that word. Team Cancer sounds a whole lot better,
Way
doesn't it?
simpler.
So the Dallas Mavericks made a deal with the New York Knicks where the New York Knicks get their first-round draft pick if it's not in the top 10. It's protected in the top 10. Dallas now recognizes they're a complete clown show, and they're not winning NBA title. So there is the thought that Luka and Kyrie don't play the last 3 games of the year so that they are guaranteed having a top 10 pick. Therefore, the Knicks don't get a pick. Why not just keep playing them?
Exactly.
You're losing anyway.
Are they sitting him trying to win?
Yeah, I mean, what are they, one in their last 8? One in their last 9? So it's like sitting there makes it easier to lose. You're already losing every single game, right?
Yeah, they are. I think it's more of an indictment, though, to Luka than Kyrie.
Talk about that, go.
Everybody's riding Kyrie, but it's more of an indictment on him because how do you draw or lure other free agents to come play with you if you can't play alongside a superstar? And this is a perfect example right here. You need to have other guys that, if you're a superstar, you don't want to come and sit in the corner, stand in the corner and watch somebody dribble the air out. Then when they don't have a shot, pass it to you.
Okay.
You want to have opportunities to get your possessions, to get your looks. Now, how does that happen if Luka, to me, it was a Luka experiment. And it failed.
And he failed. Because it's easy for me to say, well, I mean, Kyrie's already proven couldn't play with LeBron, couldn't play with Brown, couldn't play with Tatum, couldn't play with Harden, couldn't play with Durant, can't play with Luka. It's easy to say it's a Kyrie problem.
But the difference is, in all those places you said, they was winning. They were winning.
They didn't win in Brooklyn.
They were winning games. In Brooklyn, they went to the playoffs last year.
They won a single playoff round. That experiment failed.
But they won games.
Okay.
They're not in the playoffs, right? So once he got there, they're under 8 games under.
They're like 8 and 16 in the 24 games since he's been there. Yeah.
I don't think that's a Kyrie thing. I think it's more of an indictment on.
I'll say this about Kyrie, just statistically, and as you and I were talking off air, not everything is just black and white, statistically based. But Kyrie's put up the numbers. Yeah. The problem is what you're saying, that you've got 2 guys who are just ball-dominant guys. It's like the Carmelo Anthony Nick experiment where it's isolation. Oh, wait, I'm being guarded. You take the ball.
Right.
And that don't work.
And then you get a bad shot. How about this? Okay, propose a trade. Luka to Denver for Murray and Michael Porter Jr., and we create an all-European team in Denver.
By the way, there will be a day an all-European team wins an NBA title, but that day is not today, and it's not Denver.
Never in Denver.
That trade doesn't sound good. They're now defensively in trouble.
Yes.
Ain't gonna be able to stop. They're in trouble anyhow.
It gets worse now. It get worse.
All right, and the final headline, and this one's going to be tough for you if you're a Jet fan. It's not good. It's not good. And I hate to be the guy that's got to bring it to you, but nobody else in America will. The Jet-Aaron Rodgers partnership is not good. It is not happening today, and the New York Jets are now in danger of losing Aaron Rodgers. There is a mystery third team that has now woken up and has spoken to the Green Bay Packers. And if the New York Jets do not give the Packers what they're asking for, then the Green Bay Packers, I have been told, have a verbalized deal in place as a backup if the New York Jets don't come to the table with what they're asking for.
Wow.
What?
And who's the team? Who's the team?
I'll get to that a little bit later on in the show.
Well, you know what this means, don't you? You know what this means. If this actually happens, if you are correct.
Meaning that the Jets don't get him, he goes elsewhere.
Yes. The Jets season is officially over.
That's not all.
It is over.
Yeah.
You also lose OBJ almost immediately.
Right. Yeah. It's ugly.
And Zach Wilson is your QB.
That's uglier.
Why do you hurt me so much, Cody? Why do you hurt me?
Hey, you know what, though? Seriously, they'll have a good defense.
Listen, we'll have much more on this coming up throughout the show, but it is real. It is on the table. The New York Jets are now legitimately tick-tock on the clock, and they might not get Aaron Rodgers. Or do they panic and lock him up right away? We'll get into that and so much more throughout the day right here on FS1.
Next on Behind the Series.
Let me tell you about the greatest roster ever assembled.
The monster, the outlaw, and you can't forget about the boss.
Sometimes you just want to eat your heroes.
The Subway Series, the greatest menu of all time.
Want a worry-free way to kill bugs? Zevo traps use light, not odors or chemical insecticides, to attract and trap flying insects. They work continuously, so you don't have to. Zevo. People-friendly, bug-deadly.
parents.
In California, childhood rules. The family fun starts at visitcalifornia.com.
A perfectly poached egg, English muffin, shredded beef, and roasted peppers, creamy hollandaise. New Eggs Benedicts in 4 delicious flavors. Only from IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every order.
The bedroom suite. With deliberate details and modern functionality. For the indoor enthusiast. Check in at fuma.co.
Anyone who's ever sold a home will tell you it's really hard, and it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. That's why who you work with matters. Together with HomeLight, we take care of every detail, from staging to showing to negotiating to closing. We've helped thousands of people sell faster and for a better price.
As a young man, my hair started to thin. I couldn't sleep, I was stressed about it, and there were few options out there. Nutrafol is a drug-free, natural supplement that gave me my hair, my health, and my confidence back.
Get started at Nutrafol.com/man.
We just signed the lease on our 3rd shop. I guess we're a chain now, right? We've worked so hard to get here. My assistant went to CustomInk.com to get our new uniforms and merch with all the location names. Our custom gear helps him get our brand out into the community. He takes care of all of our Custom Ink orders. He was able to find great products, upload the new art, and have boxes sent directly to each of the shops. Custom Ink makes it so easy. Get started today at CustomInk.com.
New cars are expensive. Rock Auto helps you fix the car you have with body parts, interior parts, and more. Do road trips, not car payments.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
The Bristol Dirt Race, Easter weekend on Fox.
Welcome to Thunder Valley.
Chaos will ensue.
Who's gonna save it? Holy cow.
The NASCAR Cup Series, Bristol, Easter Sunday on Fox.
Begin planning your springtime project with Menards. Get a free estimate with our Design and Buy program. Use our interactive tools to create and modify detailed, personalized designs for your home. With Design and Buy, your options are limitless. Create your dream patio with our landscape blocks. Add privacy with a new fence. Or spend more time entertaining and relaxing with a low-maintenance deck. Rustic composite decking is just $195 a linear foot after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Distracted driving is dangerous, but some people just can't seem to help themselves. There's the steering wheel propper, the sneak-a-peeker, the fast scroller, the nightlighter. And it's not long until they become the fender benderer, the got-a-ticketer, the veering off the road, the driver who kills someone. Enough with the phones already. Just put them down.
Saturday.
Let's go.
Trying to figure out who those guys are. Well,
oh, come on.
Anyhow, Saturday in FS1, Major League Baseball takes center stage. That's my main man, Corey Seager.
Yeah, it is.
He leads the Rangers against my other guy, Dansby Swanson, which is like the greatest name in baseball. And the Chicago Cubs catch the first pitch at 4 o'clock Eastern right here on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Happy to have NBA champion Eddie House here. Mark Schlereth, 3-time Super Bowl champion. Cody Decker, more minor league home runs than anybody else. And I'm trying out for the role of Powder 2. Yeah. Oh, and anyway, so speaking of baseball, by the way, so the Milwaukee Brewers put a smackdown on the Mets yesterday, 10-0. Well, that means the guys had a lot of time to do some extra drinking in Milwaukee for their home opener. One guy apparently drank a little too much, had to go to the bathroom, and was trying to figure out, okay, what's the best place in the stadium to go to the bathroom? Here. Watch. Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. Gotta go. Gotta go. You gotta go. I'm just going to go right here. Right. And here's the best part. just walks by him like it's commonplace.
It's Milwaukee.
Normally, you go to the bathroom to go to. See, that's a different
And the best, he's looking around like, hey, you believe we're up 10-0?
How far could the bathroom actually have been from there?
Yeah, no, he thought he was in the bathroom.
He thought that was a trough in front of him. He was going to town.
Yeah, the good news is that his pants were not around his ankles.
They should have been. That would have been better. That would have been way better.
I'm still trying to figure out why the guy you told us about yesterday was wearing a whatchamacallit jacket. A windbreaker.
I don't know.
I'm still trying to figure that part of your story out. Yeah, windbreaker, no pants. Go. Anyhow, that's what happens in Milwaukee in April. Now, one of our lead stories today is the new report that I'm bringing to the table today.
Oh, good.
That the New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers might not find themselves married together for the next year. There is a mystery team, and the guys, see, this is why I don't tell producers anything, because they're already starting to give it away. Yes, there is a mystery team in the NFC.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, we shouldn't put it up there, but we did, so that we're taking you one step closer. But here's the reality. The New York Jets are in a spot now because all their eggs are in the Aaron Rodgers basket. And I think, Mark, you could comment this for sure. If they do get Aaron Rodgers, and let's assume for the sake of the conversation, Odell comes with, right? The New York Jets are a serious contender. All right, the New York Jets have a top 5 defense already.
Yeah.
They've got good young wide receivers and guys, excuse me, like Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
The good running attack when Brees Hall comes back. He tore his ACL last year. And all of a sudden, they're poised and ready to make a run. No Aaron Rodgers, and, you know, that'd be the most Jet thing the Jets could do. It becomes a real problem.
It's a huge problem because you're 100% right. They put all their eggs in the Not Rodgers basket, and if they don't get Aaron Rodgers, season's over.
Well, theoretically, you could
it's not
pivot.
theoretical. It's over.
Well,
It's not theoretical.
Damn it.
Oh, wait. They're going to pivot to what?
Well, to Lamar Jackson.
Oh, weird. They already said they weren't going to talk to him because it would be in bad faith to negotiate.
Yes,
right now.
all right. That's a secondary part of the story, but I mean that's the obvious pivot.
Yeah.
But here's the reality. You know, they've been talking about this. It'll be 3 weeks on Thursday since Aaron Rodgers said, his words, not mine, my intentions are to play for the New York Jets.
Right.
Now, I know full well that Joe Douglas, the GM of the Jets, who I like a lot, you have great respect for him as well as you said, and the Kuntz over there in Green Bay along with Mark Murphy, that they have a good relationship. They have talked a million times, I'm sure, about what a deal looks like. There does come a point where you're now 3 weeks into some type of regular conversations where it's fair to ask the question, why hasn't it gotten done?
Right.
And the longer it goes, it doesn't become more likely to happen. It becomes less likely to happen.
Well, I see. That's where I would argue because what do they always say about negotiations? That deadlines spur action.
Okay.
So, like, all of a sudden, if you have another player, another team that has made a legitimate offer.
Okay.
And you've got that opportunity. Now, all of a sudden, negotiation starts to speed up. Like, this was my career in general. I never had a chance to negotiate. My deal was organized begging because of my injury history, right? I would beg for more money, and they would tell me no.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, when 2 players are involved or 2 people, principals are
Someone's
involved,
coming
now
after you.
there's negotiation. So now, all of a sudden, the Green Bay Packers have the trump card of saying, we can negotiate with you, New York Jets. So the New York Jets essentially panic and say, let's get this done today.
Here's the issue, and I'm not going to be naive about it, think that I have better sources than the Jets. I'm sure that I don't. But the way this information was given to me yesterday, the Jets are unaware that this third team has had conversations with the Green Bay Packers.
Well, they're not
They're aware of it
any
now.
longer.
Right.
The third team.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. It's a build.
Wow.
I promise you,
It's the Dallas Mavericks.
They need him. They can use him.
I promise I will reveal the third team a little bit later on in the show. But I want to take this step by step because, you know, this is like negotiating 101. Now, there's also this concept that you can somehow have, you know, negotiating fatigue. Like you just get to a point where you're not giving in, I'm not giving in, and we're at a stalemate, and it never gets better, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think for the Jets, you can't get negotiating fatigue because of what the consequences of that are.
The consequences are
Zach
the New York
Wilson.
Jets don't have a quarterback.
Right. Or they go out and get Carson Wentz, or one of those
Some
guys.
stopgap.
Right. Some bridge quarterback that's floating around that you'll go below 500 with. You'll win 6 games with.
Now here's the thing, I think the issue here, and this is why maybe the Jets hear this and now they quickly pick up the phone. Hey, Kuntz, let's get a deal done. That kind of thing, right? But you're also we view you guys, to be honest. You're not people when you're playing ball. We don't think of you as regular human beings. You're like robots. We don't consider that, hey, you bleed like we bleed. You've got families, all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. If you're Robert Saleh, head coach of the Jets, Joe Douglas, general manager of the Jets, this is also your career.
Sure.
If this doesn't get done, you're both out of a job very, very quickly.
Yeah, there's no question, because obviously this is not a try hard league. It's a do good league, right? That's how professional sports works. So if you're Robert Saleh, what you have to do is you have to put some Zach Wilson tape together. And you have to go into Joe Douglas's office and go, hey, man, I got something for us to look at.
Yeah.
And then you look at it and go, you understand that we are both going to get fired if this guy plays.
Yeah.
Right? We're both going to get fired if that guy plays.
I think Joe Douglas knows.
I know, but you have sometimes you have to just remind him how bad the situation is.
I don't think Woody Johnson knows that, but I'm pretty sure the general manager knows exactly what he does.
But we just need to have, let's have a come to Jesus meeting.
Yeah,
and just watch a reminder, and let's just watch this film one more time.
Yeah, now, we did give it away because the producers got happy on this. It's an NFC team, which is shocking, obviously, because the thought was that if and when Green Bay parts ways with Aaron Rodgers, it would only be to an AFC team. And there are just no AFC teams left that have any interest or have expressed any interest in Aaron Rodgers. So, what NFC team would? A little bit later on in the show, we'll share with you who that team is. But I can tell you this right now. From a New York Jet perspective, I don't care whose fault it is. I don't care if it's Green Bay playing hardball and demanding the 13th overall pick in the draft. I don't care who you want to blame or point fingers at. If this doesn't get done, when the NFL announces their all-European division, send the Jets there, because it's a wrap.
No, you're 100% right. Because here's the sad part. That team, I really do believe, is an Aaron Rodgers away from being
Super Bowl contender.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think they are that good. They are that young. They are that dynamic. I love their head coach. I really think that they're in that position.
I agree.
And you're talking about going from 11, 12 potential wins to 5.
Oh, if that.
Right.
Like Zach Wilson can't complete a pass between me and Cody. Go ahead.
So to that point, if you don't get Aaron Rodgers, Odell's probably not coming.
Right.
What do they do at that point?
Punt.
Do you say go for Lamar Jackson?
Now, yes, I think the obvious narrative then becomes, all right, we got screwed on Aaron Rodgers. Hey, Baltimore, 2 first-round draft picks, you can have them. Lamar, just tell us the number, we'll write the check.
But
they'd have no choice at that point, even just to save face.
Right.
Yes, and then you could still get Odell, but I know he's a side story to this. Go.
Yeah, no, I'm like, if you don't want to give up, draft pick. At some point, you know what you got to do? You got to say, man, we are all in on Aaron Rodgers. You got to go Rams. You know how much? You
buy yourself a title and deal with the repercussions after.
Buy yourself an opportunity, and then you just deal with it.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is you buy yourself good. If you win if the Jets were to actually win a championship,
you're done for the next 50 years.
Right, how much goodwill do you have? You didn't win you haven't won a championship since '69, and you still have fans that follow you. Guys like you who follow the Jets. You win one, you're solid.
Right.
Y'all would be happy just getting there, right?
No.
Oh,
is
come
this
on, stop
finally the last straw? Is this finally going to be the last straw for you? Are
No,
you finally
because I'm a sucker. I'm a fan.
You change your baseball fandom yearly. Let's make you a New York Giants fan.
Baseball's easy to change. They play so many damn games. Football's in your soul. It's in your blood.
Your
now,
Jets soul?
There was a point when I made the silly comment, and I take it back because I've become a very spiritual person. And that is, for a lot of reasons. Yes, and no, I never met a guy named Bubba. All right, I'm tired of people asking me that question. No, but there used to be the notion of I would sell my soul for a Super Bowl title. The Rams did that. I would no longer sell my soul because I do believe there's an afterlife, and I don't want my soul, having to sit down there with other Jet fans bemoaning the fact that I'm sitting here in purgatory because I got one lousy Super Bowl win. I'd rather not do that, but I'm jealous of what the Rams did.
Yeah.
The Rams went all in. It worked. They got a championship, and who cares if they're going to suck now?
Yeah,
right?
that's where I am. I mean, you win a championship, it buys you the next 5-6 years of goodwill. You strip it down, you rebuild it through the draft, and you see what you did.
It's kind of like when you stole one in the set with the Boston Celtics, right?
How do we steal one?
No, you.
I hit big shots.
Listen, he's the best three-point shooter in Pac-10 history right here.
Let's go.
And I think you broke Danny Ainge's record as far as three-point percentage with the Celtics,
Yes,
too.
I did.
Right?
Yes, I did.
You put on a couple pounds since
At the
then.
time, I did a little bit.
Yeah, but who does, right?
See, I'm in all black. I'm in all black trying to hide it.
All right, we got lots more coming up. What's next, boys? Oh, look at that. By the way, Celtics-Sixers tonight. Eddie's doing the game in Boston. We'll get his take on it. Is this a preview of the Eastern Conference Finals? No, but we'll talk about it anyway right after this.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You're fans of the grind, of kneading and flattening. Because you know saving time is never as important as cherishing it. You are fighters, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Historically, sauces are either sweet or spicy, but Arby's new King's Hawaiian Chicken Sandwich is both. Because Arby's makes both history and sandwiches. Arby's, we have the meats.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential. And what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
Buying a house is complicated and confusing, especially now.
But it doesn't have to be.
That's why who you work with matters.
Together with HomeLight, we find solutions for every buyer.
Whether you're looking to make an all-cash offer, find the right loan, or negotiate with confidence,
Our team helps you get the home you love every time.
a home is something special.
I sign up for free trials all the time. What I don't do is cancel them. Rocket Money uncovers hidden subscriptions and notifies you when a charge is upcoming. From there, you decide if you want that service. And if not, cancel it right from the app with one tap. Download Rocket Money today.
Be true to your nature. With scents inspired by the great outdoors. Made with replenishing and hydrating ingredients. Everyman Jack, naturally derived, outdoor inspired.
If sports fans built a streaming service.
Movies and shows, live TV, more local sports. This is your big three that crushes cable.
Andy changed the batteries on all 3 smoke detectors.
Guys, these soaps are full of harsh chemicals that make you smell worse. Dr. Squatch is made from natural ingredients like shea butter and olive oil, and the scents are amazing. My favorites are pine tar and wood barrel bourbon. You've got to try this at drsquatch.com.
This is my coffee shop. And that's me in my custom shirt from Custom Ink. This week, we moved into a new, bigger space and brought on another employee. To celebrate, I ordered new branded gear for the whole team. Everything was so easy to make with Custom Ink's Design Lab. I just chose my products, added our logo, and placed my order. Our new gear really helps us look and feel like a team. Bring your own team together with custom gear. Get started today at customink.com.
Is your car's plastic trim faded and milky? Don't worry. Cerakote's ceramic trim coat restores oxidized trim effortlessly. Just wipe it on. It's guaranteed for 200 washes. Even dust won't stick to it. Keep your car looking professional. It's the #1 selling ceramic trim coating on the market. Selling your oxidized, faded trim car? Detailed cars sell for way more than faded cars. Read the thousands of 5-star reviews for yourself. Available now at Walmart.
When you need outdoor lights, trust the Bell & Howell Bionic brand family of lights. Introducing the Bionic Floodlight from Bell & Howell, the solar-powered motion-activated multi-directional floodlight that showers a super span of light right where you need it. The instant motion is detected. The Bionic Floodlight blasts an area of over 1,000 square feet with bright, penetrating light, then automatically shuts off after the motion stops. Get the Bionic Floodlight and the family of Bell & Howell Bionic brand solar lights at Amazon, Lowe's, Walmart, and BionicFloodlight.com.
Say goodbye to daily insulin injections with Omnipod 5, a tubeless system that automatically adjusts insulin to help protect against highs and lows. Try it today. Go to Omnipod.com for risk information and instructions for use. Consult your healthcare provider before starting on Omnipod.
We are back. It's the Carton Show. There's the potential MVP, Joel Embiid. I assume he's playing tonight against the Celtics, but you just never know these days.
Well,
Eddie's doing the game.
Terrible calf.
Yeah.
Terrible calf.
Yeah,
it's called Denver calf.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Denver calf.
Yeah, it's when you're afraid of Joel, afraid of playing in Denver, but he's dominated your boy Jokic, so I'm surprised that he didn't play in that game. But look, you got Celtics in 2, the Sixers, of course, guaranteed locked up in 3. The East is pretty much all locked up. You know, the Nets can clinch the 6th spot with 2 wins or a Miami Heat loss. So the top 6 most likely are exactly as you see it there. But tonight, big matchup, Eddie. You got Celtics and Sixers, and you're doing it. I feel like the Boston Celtics had a 2-week run where they kind of got a little lazy, didn't care all that much, lost a bunch of close games against teams they're better than. But after that beatdown that they gave Milwaukee, they seem to be back playing really good basketball, and now they're focused and lasered in on making a run to another final.
Yeah, I think so. But one thing about them this year, they've been live by the 3, die by the 3, and that's a little scary to me. They've been allowing missing three-point shots or their offense shots not falling to affect their defense, and it's the other way around. And this year when they've been really, really good, their defense, they've been locked in defensively. They've been getting a lot of deflections. They get steals. And then it looks like all of a sudden their offense, the shots are going in. The spacing is a whole lot better. They're moving the ball. They're playing for each other. So this team has been consistently inconsistent at times this year.
Okay.
And even though their record reflects they've been dominant, they haven't, you know, and especially after All-Star break. So I'm looking for some consistency, and it has to be on the defensive end of the ball. And Joel Embiid, you can't really guard him, right? I'm not sure if Robert Williams III is playing tonight, so you're going to have some Luke Cornett probably get some of that action.
How important is tonight's game? You know, the Philly's been not good this year against both Milwaukee and the Celtics. I think they're 2-5 record-wise against the 2 teams, one of which they're going to have to beat if they want to go to an NBA Final for the first time in 20 years. But they've got an Achilles heel too, right? James Harden has not been healthy. He's playing maybe his best team basketball in a long time, and he's giving the ball to Embiid instead of trying to score himself. But how big is tonight from a standpoint, as a guy who's been there and won a title, of just mentally getting right going into the postseason?
Well, it's a national TV game, right? So you get your fresh cut. You know, everybody's going to be watching.
That's a haircut, Cody.
Thank you. You get your fresh fade.
We're talking the same language.
Make sure everyone's watching, you know. But
that's what
player.
All right, so you get all fresh cut, the whole thing, because you're going to be on national TV. Go.
And it's one of those games, though. You know, you're playing a team that's right below you in the standings. So these are games that you circled on your schedule from the beginning of the season. You're like, okay, this might be an important game at the end of the season right here.
So you're looking forward to a game like this. So everyone's going to show out for a game like this.
They better show up and show out. I mean, otherwise, if one team, because one team is going to show up for sure.
Right.
The other team doesn't. You see what happened to Milwaukee.
Do you think this will become very popular now in the NBA?
No.
You don't think after the women's game that we're all going to just start doing this?
No.
No. And by the way, John Cena did it 25 years ago.
Very 2005.
We need something new.
They're still doing it.
How about this?
Is he?
No, not that. The difference.
Not that either.
The difference. I hated playing on national television.
Did you?
I wanted.
You didn't like the prime time game?
No, because I'm an offensive lineman. Nothing good happens to you when you're an offensive lineman.
Yeah, but that happens at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock. It don't matter.
Look at like you could have the game of your life.
Yes.
And you're a throwaway tagline at the end of the. Hey, got to thank the big fellas up front. They did a hell of a job. Let's talk about how great I was. Right. That's what it is. But I get a holding call. I get a holding call, and I'm a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Like that's the way it works.
Yeah,
so I wanted nothing to do with primetime games. I hated every one.
Really?
Oh,
I would think you're a primetime guy. Get your lid cut up nice.
No, I did not get a haircut. I did not
shave.
trim the beard. I did not. No, did nothing.
Let me ask you a
He
question.
mad he didn't get no love. That's
Well,
what it
he
is.
got plenty of love. I saw his contract. He got plenty of love.
No, I'm talking about from his
Yeah,
teammates.
and he had he got his card stamped. He gets one free surgery next year if he wants it.
Right, yeah,
Yeah, he gets that coming. Now, let me ask you a question. It has been said, and I think you'll confirm this, that NFL players sometimes before like a tough like divisional matchup, dudes will like rub stuff on their bodies that smell terrible just to try to get inside the head of the guy they're going against, right? Guys will like put like Famunda cheese on their body. Guys won't shower for a week. They'll eat tons of garlic before the game. Do guys in the NBA do that?
No.
None of it?
No, none of that.
I would smell so bad if I played. Why? So you don't want to guard me. That's why. Like you get close, like, whoa. Yeah, take your shot. That kind of thing.
I bumped into a few guys like that. The worst is when you guard them and you poop under their arm. You like, oh my God.
Oh, the worst.
I can't believe how bad it is.
What about like the really sweaty dudes? Like, some dudes are really sweaty.
I was a sweaty dude. I sweat a lot.
Yeah,
I sweat a lot.
You make it greasy to get you're
but
harder to guard that way, right?
You can't touch anyway like that, especially in today's NBA. You can't touch.
Don't you
can't get away with
think
anything.
in your day it would have been better if you were allowed to wear a shirt under the jersey?
No, that was like college stuff.
Yeah.
That was college.
Now you don't have to touch other men. That
was college stuff.
You know what I
But
mean?
when you in the trenches, you're not worried about that, man. You just playing.
I agree. When I was in the trenches, Cody, I just played, man. It didn't matter to me if Shlomo smelled or not.
That's right.
I was going to dunk on his
Those
ass.
are
like
talk about
him.
JCC.
Along came Polly. You're like that Sasquatch guy. All hairy. Yeah. Shirts and skins.
And your face is up against his belly. Like, oh,
Come on, you're John. What's his name? Nothing but net.
All right, so just real quick, Sixers Celtics tonight. Listen, the outcome's going to have no impact at all on seeding, but is it the kind of thing where, if you dominated the game and you met later on in the playoffs, where a game like tonight comes back up from a coach or in game planning, or is it really a totally independent thing from a month from now?
I think it ties together, right? So for both of these teams, I would look at it as a must-win because you only have a few games left in the season. And you don't want to, I said this yesterday, you don't want to be losing going into the playoffs. You want to put your best foot forward. You want to go into that because you're going to have a week off. You want to go into that feeling good. You don't feeling good about yourself, looking at good film, preparing for whoever your opponent's going to be. You don't want to go in there after a loss, after you're losing games and have a week off and have to sit on that. So it's important for both of these teams.
Do you think Embiid can have a type of game tonight that maybe elevates him back into first place in the MVP conversation?
No doubt. Embiid's a monster. You can't really guard him. And when he's engaged, he's a beast on both ends. And the way that Philly kind of runs their offense, they put him at the free throw line all the time. You'll see him catch the ball. It's impossible to double. So if you it's quick pass, quick moves, and the guys are open, and you put him in rotation. So he's a monster. So I'm always I got a story about him. So the first time I ever seen him live in person, I'm like, damn, he is really a giant.
Yeah,
like he's huge. There was a play, he was in rotation. It was on the left baseline, 3-point line. He closed out. They swung the ball and kicked it to the opposite corner. He ran all the way across and got a block shot. And I was like, that was amazing by how much ground he covered in that short period of time. Not sure if anybody else in the league could have done it.
Well, we got much more coming up on the MVP conversation, including what did Steph Curry have to say about his vote for the MVP? That's coming up right after this on FS1.
Oh, that's the new DQ Backyard Bacon Ranch Signature Stack Burger with house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. You're taking this backyard thing really seriously. Oh, I get it. It's a tasty-looking burger. DQ, happy tastes good.
Yo!
The bedroom suite, with deliberate details and modern functionality. For the indoor enthusiast, check in at thuma.co.
AG1 is so much more than a greens powder. In one single scoop, it delivers daily multivitamins, pre- and probiotics, stress adaptogens, and yes, greens. Start your journey at athleticgreens.com.
In today's busy world, managing money is hard. That's why I love Rocket Money, an app that brings your entire financial picture into focus. Rocket Money also saves you time by canceling subscriptions you no longer want and getting you lower rates on your bills. Download Rocket Money and start saving today.
Is your car's plastic trim faded and milky? Don't worry. Cerakote's ceramic trim coat restores oxidized trim effortlessly. Just wipe it on. It's guaranteed for 200 washes. Even dust won't stick to it. Keep your car looking professional. It's the #1 selling ceramic trim coating on the market. Selling your oxidized, faded trim car? Detailed cars sell for way more than faded cars. Read the thousands of 5-star reviews for yourself. Available now at Walmart.
Fox tomorrow.
They want you guys to step up.
As the clock ticks on love, the farmers get a reality check.
Mama's opinion, she's the one.
And a surprise departure.
There's no games, it's real.
Shakes up the farm.
Think it's gonna be. I don't do well with that.
All new Farmer Wants a Wife, tomorrow at 9 on Fox.
I got a big old bowl for $5. I got a big old bowl for $5. It's got mac and cheese and chicken and cheese. I got a big old bowl for $5. Woo!
KFC's $5 mac and cheese bowl is back. Get yours in classic or spicy.
I like to move it. You like to move it.
We're reinventing our network.
Move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. You like to move it. I like to move it. You like to move it.
Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated. The United States Postal Service.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40.
Let me guess. Less energy? Less drive?
Definitely.
It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age.
Happened to you guys?
Yep.
So what did you do?
We got Nugenix Total T.
To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text FORT to 231-231. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenix.
Just send a text for a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text FORT to 231-231. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast. Absolutely free. That's FORT to 231-231.
Say goodbye to daily insulin injections with Omnipod 5, a tubeless system that automatically adjusts insulin to help protect against highs and lows. Try it today. Go to omnipod.com for risk information and instructions for use. Consult your healthcare provider before starting on Omnipod.
Is that the MVP we're watching, number 21 from downtown? Probably not. But it is Joel Embiid, and he is having a great year. Joel averaging 33 points a game, 10 rebounds a game. He's got the Sixers poised for what he hopes is a deep run into the postseason. And then it comes to what his peers think about him. Steph Curry had glowing things to say about Joel Embiid. Quote, Joel took a leap that I think a lot of people didn't expect. That leap turned heads and put Philly in a great position. If I had a pick, it would be him. Now, I love the fact that Steph Curry put his name on it and came out and said, this is what I think, because there's a big debate. Is it Joker again? It seems like if he hadn't won the last two, he's an obvious answer, because he's damn near averaging a triple-double, right? But because he's won back-to-back MVP awards, people don't want to give him a third one because, come on, guys, there's got to be somebody else in the league that's worthy of an MVP. Why not Embiid? And then the sleeper guy is my man all the way to the right there, Giannis, who very quietly, or not so quietly, is having another ridiculous year, averaging more than 30 points a game. But what do you think about a guy like Steph Curry and the weight his opinion must hold in NBA circles, coming out publicly and saying, I would give it to Embiid.
I don't see anything wrong with what he's saying, but if you ask a lot of guys around the league, it is Embiid or Giannis in our book. In my book, I got Giannis. Because usually I say the rule of thumb is best player on best team, right? And I know it was, they went start to finish, gate to wire, Denver, but Giannis, they had to climb. They started kind of slow. They had to climb over the Celtics, took over that lead with the Celtics, and Giannis has just been a beast. And he averaging 31 points. The one thing about Jokic, he's only averaging 24. I know he's averaging close to a triple-double, but we discredited the triple-double when Russ did it 3 out of 4 years. You know, everybody talked about that.
So it's not a big deal amongst the guys.
But that's where, no, not amongst the guys. I'm talking about us as the media.
Got it.
We killed the triple-double and said, oh, it's not important no more. And you know, so what? It happens. Anybody can get a triple-double now. So I like Giannis. I think that what Steph Curry says, it has all the truth to it, and that's his opinion.
Sure.
But in my opinion, I would go with Giannis, the best player on the best team.
Well, you're not the only one. Drew Holiday. Now, this makes sense. I mean, he plays with him. But let's take a look at what Drew Holiday had to say about MVP. Giannis has been MVP too much. He's been doing this too much. People get bored of it. It's kind of like the LeBron James effect. I don't buy that 100% because, you know, Joker's in the conversation, and you can make the argument, we already gave him the last two, like why is he even in the conversation for a third? But I understand what he's saying. We have gotten a little comfortable. We now have an expectation level for guys like Giannis where if he goes 30 and 15, it's not a big story because that's what he does.
Right. Yeah, it's the same thing, voters fatigue, or same thing with like LeBron. He's right about that. Like, we take LeBron for granted what he does, right? How good he is, how great of a passer he is, how great of a rebounder he is. And, you know, he just got the scoring title, so he's obviously can do that as well.
Right.
So once you start seeing it over and over again, you do kind of get bored with seeing and just think that take it for granted.
That's the better way to put it.
We take it for granted.
So, Eddie, you said something that was interesting. You said the media has discredited the triple-double.
Yeah.
But what about you as a player on the triple-double? And especially when we're talking about triple-double from a center. Like, that's not something that you see, you know, that having that kind of ball skills to distribute the ball and to understand that court vision. So where do you guys as players
And where I'm
think
with the
about that?
triple-double is hard to get. I don't care what anybody said. I always tell, when they were getting on Russ about the triple-double, I said, go to the rec center and y'all get a triple-double. On the day, though. See if you could get a triple-double on the day. You play 8 games, and tell me, do you walk away with 10, 10, and 10? Probably not, because a lot of people can't play. They talk like they could play, but they really can't. Triple-double is hard to get, and it's never discredited with me. It's a big stat, and that shows that you're affecting the game, not only in scoring, but you're rebounding the basketball. That's possession. When you pass the basketball, you're getting someone with assist. You're making a play for somebody, and they're getting a shot. So never would I ever discredit the triple-double. I know how hard it is. I never got one in the league.
Well, I mean.
Have you ever got one, period?
I didn't say that I did.
Neither did I.
You know what I'm saying?
Not at the JCC.
Listen, Eddie House has a championship ring. I do not, even at the JCC. All right, coming up, a brand new segment on the show. We call it Marshmallow Trivia, and it's a way for us and you guys at home to get to know our guests a little bit better. So I picked Mark for this. No offense, Eddie.
It's all good.
So Mark's going to put a bunch of marshmallows in his mouth, and then I'm going to ask him some questions about himself. Eddie and Cody have to try to figure out what the answer is. Fair enough?
Okay.
If you don't mind, Mark,
How many do I have to put in here?
Like,
many as you can fit.
You have a pretty large mouth, according to people on Twitter. So, just keep shoving them in, buddy. There you go.
You got more room.
He's going to put the whole bag in that
maybe
thing.
just one more, I think
you got
is
more
good.
room.
You get the whole bag in
All right. That is Mark Schlereth. Okay. I'm going to ask Mark a question about himself.
Okay.
You guys have to try to figure out what the answer is. First off, good morning, Mark. How are you? Great.
He's good.
I'm sounding better,
He's
by
good.
the way.
He's good. We got this.
All right. What college did Mark Schlereth graduate from? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. We got to get a napkin.
University of.
Yeah. Okay. You guys have an answer there?
University of Anaheim.
Anaheim? Eddie, what's your answer?
Idaho.
I got it. You're doing it.
Oh my God.
I thought that's what he said the first time.
All right.
I got to watch out because he's saying it and spraying it.
I can't say it.
He's saying it and spraying. I got to watch my phone.
I'm going to vomit watching this. All right. Hey, Mark had 20 surgeries on what part of his body? Eddie, answer please, Mark.
Knee.
Yes, the knee is correct. All right, here we go. Hey, Mark, you had a recurring role on what soap opera?
One more time?
What? Yeah, that one.
One more, just one more.
Guiding light.
Yes, guiding light.
I got it. Nice.
You want to split this out and start over or no? All right, thank you. All right, hey, Mark, what number did you wear during your career?
69.
69.
Nice.
We'll give you one more question. All right. Hey, Mark, what team did you beat for your final Super Bowl championship?
What?
Atlanta Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons. Well, congratulations to Eddie. He knows Mark better than anybody. You are the marshmallow translator.
That's from having kids.
That's disgusting, by the way.
Yes, it is. Thank you for being a good sport.
Yeah, you got it.
It's when the juice was going down.
It gets juicy in there. It gets juicy in there.
All right, coming up, we've got your mid-show headlines, including last night's championship game and an update on Aaron Rodgers that Jet fans are not going to like, plus the latest on Andrew Wiggins' return to Golden State. All coming up next on FS1.
The all-new Chevy Colorado is made for more. Bring more. Do more. See more.
Got my baby sitting by me, shining like a diamond.
And be more.
Only silver linings in the clouds. On my Chevy, but it's ready.
The all-new Chevy Colorado, made for more.
Subway keeps upping their game with the Subway Series, an all-star menu of delicious subs. There's the Philly, the Monster, the Boss.
If I hadn't seen it in person, I wouldn't have believed it.
Eating is believing, Steph. The Subway Series. Try Subway's tastiest menu upgrade yet.
Isn't that your car?
That could have been bad.
With the Venture X card from Capital One, you earn 2 times miles on every purchase.
They're noise canceling. You're being too loud. Good choice. My lucky number.
Plus, earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel. What's in your wallet?
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential. And what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
I was paying for in-flight Wi-Fi for months before I finally caught it. Rocket Money uncovers hidden subscriptions and notifies you when a charge is upcoming. From there, you decide if you want that service. And if not, cancel it right from the app with one tap. Download Rocket Money, the money app that works for you.
Smell what you've been missing. With the sense of nature. And ingredients as wild and raw as you are. Everyman Jack. Naturally derived. Outdoor inspired.
If sports fans built a streaming service.
What's happening?
They won the J.D. Power Award, #1 in customer satisfaction among live TV streaming providers.
How long has this been going on?
Too long.
Most name brand bars and body washes you rub on your skin are classified by the FDA as synthetic detergent. But you're not a dish. You're a man, and men deserve real, all-natural soap. Dr. Squatch Natural Soap.
Hey guys, this is Joe, founder of Viore, and I want to tell you about one of my favorite pants in the Viore lineup, the Sunday Performance Jogger. The fabric on this jogger is absolutely incredible. It's got a more tailored, modern fit, making them super versatile, and it has a zip pocket to secure your belongings. Whether you're lounging around the house or you're putting yourself through a tough workout in the gym, the Sunday has you covered. And that's why the Sunday jogger is my everyday jogger.
The race to win my cash is on with the Fox Bet Super 6 Stage 2 contest. Download the free-to-play Super 6 app and pick 6 Stage 2 outcomes for your shot to win.
Once upon a time, there was a place called the wilderness. We did things out there that we're ashamed of.
Your friendships are a little more complicated than most.
Get Showtime, now $5.49 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTV.com/Showtime today.
Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes. Meet with an expert who will do them for you, so you can do not taxes. Intuit TurboTax. 100% expert guaranteed.
Welcome back to the Carton Show on FS1. Time for your mid-show headlines. And headline number one, UConn defeats San Diego State 76-59 to win 5th national title. Craig, are they officially a blue blood?
I don't care if they're a blue blood or not. I hate them.
Why do you hate them?
Because I'm a Syracuse guy. I hated Jim Calhoun.
You hated Syracuse.
I didn't mind Ollie, and I have great respect for the Hurley family. I like Danny a lot. So good for them. This was an obvious blowout win unless you played NBA basketball. And I've seen San Diego State play and thought maybe they could hang with UConn, as, I don't know, somebody on the show yesterday might have said, can we roll that tape, please, boys? Or do we suddenly not have that tape? Oh, we do have it. Let's go back 24 hours and just get a sense of what the experts said. Go ahead. I'd like to see San Diego State win, but you're talking about men versus boys here, and UConn wins this game by 20.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. And it's
What?
not men versus boys. But Matt Bradley finally got it going from 3, and I believe San Diego State is going to upset UConn.
Let's go.
Wow. Yeah, so I'll be getting on a plane today going to Boston. I'm going to be calling the Sixers-Celtics game now.
But they didn't win by 20.
Damn near 20.
No, there's no such thing as damn near. It's 20 or not.
17.
Let them know.
If I owe you $20 and I give you damn near $20, I still owe you, right?
Yeah, you sold me 3. You're right. You're right. Listen, look, you give San Diego State a lot of credit. That is a great run to get to a championship game. UConn, as we discussed on the show yesterday, the one thing you did make, I thought, a very good point about was that the San Diego State offense throughout the tournament and even throughout this season had offensive lulls. And last night, they went 10 minutes without a field goal. And you just can't compete against a team like UConn when you go 10 minutes without making a single outside shot.
Yeah, there's no way you can compete with
Right.
a team like that has weapons on the wing. Sonogo, he was amazing on the block. And all defensively, too. I thought he did a fantastic job on Leday. Every time he went to the basket, he was standing him up, forcing him to take a contested jump hook. You got to give all credit to UConn. They had 4 opponents they held under 35% field goal percentage.
They did great. Defensively,
yeah,
they were great. They won
fantastic.
every game by an average of 20 points. Now, I will say this. San Diego State didn't roll over and die. They did get the lead down to 5, and then right here, this shot made it 8. And that was the dagger right there because San Diego State expended so much energy clawing back. Right. They got it down to 5. You thought, okay, maybe we have a 6-minute run to a close game. And then once UConn made that 3, it was lights out.
Length and athleticism, which just jumped off the television for me. Just the length, athleticism, and the unrelenting pressure that they put on you on both sides of the court, defensively, and then defense transitioning to offense. I thought Connecticut was just.
It is.
How can you hate Jim Calhoun? How can you hate Calhoun?
Because he was a cheating bastard. That's how I hated him.
How did he cheat?
I don't want to get into it here, but it's well documented.
Okay.
By the way, every program cheats. I'm not saying just them.
Right.
But when you cheat and win, and my program cheats and loses, I don't like the programs that win.
We got a problem with that.
Yeah, because Boeheim is just such a sweetheart and good dude.
I've hated Jim Boeheim for a long time.
Nothing quiet
Even
about it.
before he killed somebody, I hated Jim Boeheim.
Damn.
Now I hate him even more.
Okay.
Yes, it's also why I'm no longer on the board at Syracuse because I advocated for his firing 15 years ago. Oops. Guess I got that one right. Yeah, listen, we used to have famously street agents throughout the 5 boroughs, and that's how Syracuse recruited. They'd have a guy in the street who knew the local kids who played, a couple bucks in a kid's pocket, wanting to go to Syracuse. But back then, everybody did that. We just weren't very good at it.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I can own that. We cheated and lost.
Okay.
They cheated and won. Good for them. Right? Like, no one goes back and goes, give me that trophy, unless you're USC football, then it does that.
They did that at SC.
Right. By the way, when you win a national title, and your fan base is made up largely of immature teenagers, how do they celebrate? Oh, I know what. Let's go get a big metal rod and see how many times it takes us to smash it through a building on campus.
Oh, cool.
And while we're doing it, let's film it so that we can be prosecuted tomorrow.
Yes.
Right? This is called dumb kids.
Yeah, this is called stupidity.
Yeah, like we're doing it on camera. Woohoo! We broke through.
Oh, he broke through.
And there's nothing on the other side.
When you break through, like this kid could have lost an arm.
Yeah, he could have cut himself.
He goes through there. He goes through right through the glass window.
Yeah, now if you told me there were some Shake Shack burgers on the other side, I would understand it.
I'm on board.
But they're just breaking a window.
Looks like he already ate the Shake Shack burgers.
He could have hurt himself.
Right, he could. Yeah, man, that.
So UConn wins, San Diego State loses, and we now take a break from college sports. Cody, what else you got?
Headline number 2. It's been months.
By the way, I just have to say this real quick. You can stop the sellout for 1 second. You know, one of the look at Andrew Wiggins. You know, one of the things that came out of the 2 national title games, you know, the women with LSU beating Iowa, and now UConn last night, is the age-old presidential invitation to the White House.
Yes.
Right. So I guess Mrs. Biden, Jill Biden, was at the LSU-Iowa game. And wait till you hear what she had to say about who gets to go to the White House a little bit later on in the show. Just a little tease for later. I'm sorry. Now, what do you got on Wiggins?
Headline number 2, Andrew Wiggins reportedly rejoining the Warriors this week after missing the last 21 games. Hasn't played since February 13th. But as he returns, so does their defense. Are they now officially the most dangerous team in the West, Craig?
Eddie House?
I've been saying that they're the most dangerous team, even without him on that squad, being away from the team. But him coming back, man, is just his defensive ability last year, what he was able to do against Jason Tatum in the finals. He made it extremely hard for Tatum. As great as Tatum is and how easy he makes the game look at times, he was so frustrated last year. Could not get an open shot. Wiggins was all over him. And then on the other side, Wiggins was scoring too. So I think that that's going to help them tremendously.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, it's weird. You know, he's missed all these games and nobody knows why. And I suppose maybe it's none of our business, you know, why he missed these games. But I don't know that he's been working out or practicing. Like, what if he's just been, sedentary?
Right. But there's two. I think there's 2 things. One that you said earlier is that defense travels, right? So you can go out there and you can play defense. You can impact the game, even if you're not having a great impact on the offensive side. The other thing is, for a lot of guys, not myself, it wasn't this way for me, but for a lot of guys that I played with, being on the court or being on the field is the great escape.
Sure.
You can get away from your problems, and you can be completely focused and immersed in what you do for a living. And that can be a really good thing for some. Like I said, I'm not wired that way. Like if I got an issue at home, it's going to the field with me. Sorry.
Sure.
So I have to make sure that I don't have issues.
You have
that
to try
way.
to compartmentalize.
But some guys just absolutely thrive.
I was one of those guys.
Right.
Having problems with the ex-wife, calling me all night thinking I'm doing something. I'd be like, hey, listen, unplug the phone. In the morning, she calling again, having the people come knock on the door. Hey, is he in there? I'm like, hold up, time out. I got a game I'm going to, right? But when I get to that court, it's my sanctuary. I have like for those 3-4 hours, on the way to the game, during the game, after the game, you don't think about it until you're like, oh, damn. Look at your phone. You got these messages. Like
back to real life.
Back to real life. But before, you forget about everything. And it's still like that to this day. If I want to go get away and just focus on something, I'll call my boys. Hey, let's go hoop. Let's go get some shots up. And then I get lost.
Yeah. Here's what's interesting about Wiggins, because there have been so many different reports about him. He chose, his right, obviously, not to do that. He did not try to escape whatever issues he has going on in his personal life by going to play ball. He apparently was knee-deep in those issues, and if they're health-related, you obviously respect that, right? But I'm not sure if he's been working out, staying in shape, running, scrimmaging at even a local Y, something silly, right? Mm-hmm. But is he just going to show up now, put on a Golden State Warrior jersey, and give you 25 good minutes? How do you predict that?
I think you can't predict how he'll play offensively. I think, again, defense does travel, and it's a want thing. If he comes in there with the mindset of, okay, I'm going to work myself back in by playing defense and not really be looking offensively like I could get back to work, I'm going to get in my bag. He's going to catch some catch and shoots. I mean, you're playing with some unselfish guys, so you're going to get opportunities on the offensive end. But I think it boils down to, are you going to be locked in defensively? Because, again, I don't know. They showed the clips of how he was guarding Jason Tatum last year. If that Andrew Wiggins shows up, you could put him on the best offensive player.
Then they're a problem.
Yeah, and then it's an issue.
Now, they are sitting in 6th. You guys want to put the standings up real quick. Golden State right now is in 6th. And, you got what? You got 3 games to go. Mm-hmm. So can they hang on to 6 and get the Sacramento Kings? That'd be pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's what you're looking for. You want to play a team like the Kings. You want to stay away from
everybody else.
From the Lakers. From the Lakers, you want to stay away from.
Well, they wouldn't play the Lakers in the first round. They could play the Lakers in theory if they both go into the play-in little thing there. Mm-hmm. But they wouldn't play them in the first round just yet. All right, Carton, what else you got?
Headline number 3, the Mavericks reportedly considering shutting down Luka and Kyrie for the last 3 games of the season. And the idea is that they can get back their first-round top 10 protected pick from the Knicks. But they're 3-7 in their last 10 games. Shouldn't they just keep playing?
Just let those guys keep playing, and you won't be in the top 10. You'll be good to go. I mean, this is a complete poop show. That's what it is. It's just watch the offense. Ain't no ball movement. It's one guy gets the ball, he shoots it. One guy gets the ball, he dribbles for 15 seconds. On and on and on. That's the Mavericks offense, right? But you see the bottom there on the right, a 2023 first-round pick. Top 10 protected. So if you're Knick fans like moi, you want the Mavericks to keep on keeping on. Of course, if they stay in the top 10 when it comes to picks, we don't get the pick. So if you're Dallas and you recognize we're not going to win an NBA championship this year, which I think they know, right? They've seen themselves play.
You got a good idea.
Isn't it the prudent thing to do to tank? To purposely go out there and not put your best guys on the court, as much as that's effed up, and the fan base will hate it, long term, it's smart.
Yeah, we save your draft pick. That's the most important thing.
And a top 10 pick.
Yeah, you got to save your draft pick at this point. And the experiment failed. I think it was a Luka experiment. This was more of an indictment on Luka than anything else to me. Everybody talks about Kyrie, but the fact that another superstar, Kyrie's been able to thrive and put up numbers and win games with other superstars. Luka has yet to do that. How does he lure other free agents? How does he entice guys to want to play?
It also shows that if you look at their stats, their individual stats, and you didn't know about anything else, their stats are good.
Yeah.
Both guys, their stats are legitimate. Kyrie Irving you can see right there, 26 points a game. He's doing his job individually. It's just a bad team.
Yeah, and everybody else suffers. Those 2 guys eat. Everybody else comes to the table and watches them eat.
Can you imagine, though, 15 games together, Mark, 4-11?
No.
That is, you couldn't have, you could have been the biggest Maverick hater in the world. You could detest Kyrie Irving. You could not have predicted 4-11. No. That's bat bleep crazy, right?
Right.
And I love it.
It really, it really comes down to just the unselfishness and creating that team atmosphere. And if you don't have that, if everybody's just trying to, like you said, everybody's trying to eat, but you're not feeding anybody else and you're not helping anybody else,
everybody else becomes a spectator.
And on top of that, they don't play defense.
Right.
So
Finney Smith was their best defender.
Exactly. They got rid of him. So
yeah. Anyhow, I wish we could take the Dallas Mavericks and put the notion of do we want to get Kyrie or not on an episode of Shark Tank. Just to hear Mark Cuban go, and for that reason, I'm out. Yeah. I played it over.
Yeah. Over and over in your head.
Oh, I love watching teams fail. What's that called? Short and Friday?
Oh, being a Jets fan.
Yeah, I believe it. What's it called?
What? Being a Jets fan?
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
What is it?
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude?
Schadenfreude.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah. I bet you
I'm
do.
a master of what?
Schadenfreude.
Yeah, that.
Schadenfreude.
I like.
Just call it the Kunst.
Huh?
Yeah.
I love the Kunst. Yeah. Like when you get joy out of other people's failures.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's called
A hater.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
I love it.
That's called a hater.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's
No,
Spanish.
it's called a
It's
hater.
definitely
If
not
you
Spanish.
looking at something, you wishing
Yeah.
for their downfall and happy when they, you got a cup full of haterade.
I don't even have a cup.
No, you.
Yeah, they didn't bring me my cup.
You
of
drank it
haterade.
already.
I get great joy out of other people's misery. I really do. Yeah, and that's good. What is it again?
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
Well-
Yeah, I'm just going to call it the Kunst.
Well, don't worry,
Yeah.
we're all going to get great pleasure out of your misery for headline number 4. I'm going to quote you right here. It's just the same old Jets. Boy, oh boy, there's a mystery team out there for Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is likely not going to be a Jet.
I would say likely,
Oh, really?
Cody,
Really?
not
Really?
likely.
Really? Because you've been saying that he was going to be signed and ready to go by Monday. It's Tuesday, and now another team's
One
showing
of the
up.
worst things I ever did in New York City was come up with that dumb song. It's haunting me now for my entire life. Yeah, no, here's the deal. The New York Jets and the Packers are at an impasse, right? And while the Jets have no other options, because their own words, it'd be disingenuous to talk about Lamar Jackson when they've gotten this far for Aaron Rodgers. The problem is that the Green Bay Packers don't feel the same way. And because they're at an impasse, Green Bay's now got to do what's good for Green Bay. It's not bad business. It's not being like a snake in the grass. It's, hey, we told you what we want. You're not going to give us what we want. Maybe we'll come back and revisit it. But in the meantime, we're open for business. And I was told yesterday that there is now a new suitor, right, who has come into the picture and has had meaningful conversations with Green Bay about what they would have to give up to get Aaron Rodgers. And it's real. And it's kind of like over here in the corner, and nobody really knows about it because they've kept it quiet. But it's happening.
Yeah, which is, I mean, those are the type of things that there's an old saying that deadline spur action.
Yes.
Right? And this is one of those situations where all of a sudden a new player comes in that may spur the actions of the New York Jets because I mean, it's either Aaron Rodgers or you're irrelevant.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
I mean, and that's where you are, and that's where you put all the eggs into that basket.
Yeah, and it's the right basket to
right,
put
no,
the
there's
eggs
no
in.
question. Even like the Broncos did this a year ago. They went out and they hired Nathaniel Hackett to be their head coach, right? Because they thought they were going to
get Aaron Rodgers.
A deal for Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Now the Jets, after the Broncos fired him, made him the offensive coordinator. Why? Because the relationship that he has with Aaron Rodgers, and listen,
Aaron's even said it. He goes, that's why I consider the Jets my guys there.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, they shoved all the chips in the middle of the table. They got to make this happen.
Yeah, I mean, they really have no choice. And now that this other team exists, it'll be interesting to see how quickly the New York Jets now pick up the phone and say, all right, let's get it done.
Right.
Now, the NFL draft, I believe, is 3 weeks from Thursday, the first round. Mm-hmm. So it's not like it has to get done today, but it's got to get done today. Because there are millions of Jet fans who, like myself, now believe Aaron Rodgers, and if I get him, I probably get Odell Beckham Jr., I'm now the team to beat in the AFC. You can talk about Cincinnati, City, obviously.
Not the team to beat.
No, the team to beat.
No,
Yeah.
not the team to beat.
Right.
Okay, I apologize. The team to beat.
Cincinnati,
Yes,
Buffalo.
Cincinnati, my ass.
Cincinnati,
Kansas
You
City.
know what? It puts you in the conversation.
No,
Kansas City
we are the conversation if we get Aaron Rodgers.
It puts you in the conversation with Kansas City. With Cincinnati, it gives you legitimacy. And whether it's a year, whether it's two, who cares? You're the Jets.
I'm trying to win one title. I'm not trying to win two.
Right.
For real.
Schadenfreude doesn't feel good when it's turned around on you, does it?
You guys are getting joy out of my
I'm
misery.
getting a ton of joy
See,
out
you
of
guys
this.
are in the club now. Told you it's fun.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so a little bit later on in the show, I will actually tell you who that mystery team is, we've kind of already given away that it's an NFC team. So you can let your wheels start turning, tick, tock, 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 tock. And a little bit later on in the show, I will reveal what I was told yesterday and who this mystery team is. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out. I mean, if you're paying attention, you pretty much know who it is. Shh, don't say anything. What else, Cody?
That would be it, actually, for your mid-show headline.
Hey, by the way, speaking of Aaron Rodgers and a guy that also went to New York because Aaron Rodgers is going to be the quarterback. And, oh, by the way, because the Jets gave him $44 million, Alan Lazard was down in Miami last night. You used to live down there. Now, Live was not a club when you were there, so.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah. Live on Sunday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay then.
Frequented many times. Had a damn good time. Multiple times.
Yeah. 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's go. Anyhow, Alan Lazard was having a good time last night. And you know when you get bottle service at clubs and the pretty girls in thongs and bikinis come out with like the sparkles, the sparklers in the champagne bottle? Sometimes they also bring a sign. And they try to send a message that you'll find clever. Well, I found this very clever. This is last night at Live in South Beach. Stop asking me about Aaron. Wait a minute. Why was my face...
Oh, because a body part might have been out at that exact
Is
moment.
that someone's rear end that my face is covering?
Yeah. They're basically saying... They're basically saying you're an ass right there. Right.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, that's what they're sending you a message.
Aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a nice butt, and my face is covering it.
Yeah.
Doesn't the audience deserve to see the butt and not my ugly face?
I wouldn't mind looking at it.
He knows Liv. I'll just say this as a father of a 22-year-old daughter who has told me at Miami, who has been to Liv. No, I just want to say, honey, Daddy no longer wants to see pictures of you dancing with CeeLo Green at Liv. Can you stop sending me those pictures? And if you're there, you tell her too. Get out of that club.
I got you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, yeah, come. No joke. She's like, Daddy had the greatest night last night at Liv. And I'm like, I know Liv. That's like 5 in the morning. What were you doing at 5 in the morning? CeeLo Green brought me on stage to dance and sing with him. I'm like, if you're pregnant, we are going to have ourselves this year.
Wow. How you went from
just keeping it real, man. I'm just keeping it real.
Very
right? Yeah, I'm just keeping it real.
All right. It's quite the leap.
All right. Coming up, a brand new segment on the show, and the name of it alone makes me wonder how we're going to pull this one off. It's called Stink Thinks.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's like an oxymoron. But it's coming up right
shrimp.
The pepperoni on Panera's new toasted baguette is sliced a little thicker to hold more flavor. So when fresh mozzarella melts over it, that detail will be big. New toasted baguettes. Cater your next event with Panera.
Meet my boyfriend, Jake.
What's up, everyone?
What is all over your feet?
They're flowers. I study botany.
Resting dad face back there likes plants, too.
Grab some pruners. Let's prune.
Get $1,500 purchase allowance on a 2023 Cadillac XT5 and XT6. Visit your local Cadillac dealer today.
The bedroom suite, with deliberate details and modern functionality. or the indoor enthusiast. Check in at thuma.co.
AG1 by Athletic Greens gives you the daily nutrients that form the foundation for your health routine. It's made with the highest quality ingredients, put through the strictest quality testing standards, so everybody can own their health. Start your journey at athleticgreens.com.
Anyone who's ever sold a home can tell you it is really hard, and it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. That's why who you work with matters. Together with Homelight, we take care of every detail, from staging to showing to negotiating to closing. We've helped thousands of people sell faster and for the best price. It's a win-win.
Create amazing work with Fiverr. All you need is your team and a talented freelancer who will lend a hand and seamlessly join your team from just about anywhere. Expand your team with a Fiverr freelancer.
Saturday on FS1, it's time for Seeger and Simeon to take it to the next level. It's time for Swanson to ignite a historic franchise. It's time for the Rangers and the Cubs. 'Cause this is my home. Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
SiriusXM is your audio home for all your favorite FS1 shows.
Yes!
Fox Sports is available on SiriusXM Channel 83 in your car and on the SXM app.
Now's the time to save on big projects. Hurry into Menards for 11% off everything. Get 11% off easy flooring updates for your home. Find your style and save 11% on Patriot Lighting. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a new kitchen. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save with 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Addiction takes many forms. Why shouldn't treatment or care do the same? Gateway Connect knows how busy you are, and if you're battling addiction, how easy it is to get help now. Gateway Connect makes it possible to access life-saving Gateway Foundation treatment from the comfort of your home, office, or on the go, wherever you are. Feeling disconnected? It's time to overcome addiction with confidential, personalized virtual outpatient care. It's time to connect with Gateway Connect.
Same things! Yeah!
All right, so I apologize for the obvious oxymoron
Yes.
there, but my
Yeah.
man is here. We're paying him, so
All right.
we got to get our money's worth. So this is a very simple segment. Mark's going to come up with a number of things, sports or otherwise, that he's got an opinion on, and then we can volleyball him around, see if we agree or disagree.
Sure.
Why don't we start off with number one?
Same things! Yeah!
All right, number one, I think that Sean Payton, being the head coach of the Denver Broncos, puts Russ in the comeback player of the year category.
Really? So based on last year, you don't think that Russell's done?
No,
You
I
think
don't
that
think.
was coaching?
I think the narrative of Russell Wilson has lost all his athleticism and he's too fat and I don't think any of that is true.
Okay.
I think what you asked him to do last year, or what he wanted to do last year, was he wanted to be Drew Brees. Guess what? You're not.
Walk me just through that. What do you mean?
Right,
by that?
well, I want to be a guy from the pocket and a guy that is in shotgun and a guy that's running a spread offense. That's not what Russell Wilson has had success doing. That's not. And so Sean Payton will put him in a position to say, this is what you are. More importantly, this is what you're not. And we're not going to ask you to do things you can't do. Put a guy in a position to fail. Don't be surprised when he fails. You're the dumbass that put him there. Right? So, put him in positions to have success. Sean Payton is as good as anybody in the National Football League at doing that.
How much of last year, because you're out there in Denver,
Right, sure.
was just that Nathaniel Hackett, who's a very well-respected coach in the league, especially as an offensive coordinator, that guys like Russell Wilson kind of got over on him because he was new and wanted to just get along with everybody?
I don't even think it was that. I think it was the organization made a bunch of concessions for Russell Wilson.
Like the office, the parking space, the nonsense?
Yeah, but even more so, I want to become this. Remember the narrative in Seattle was, let Russ cook.
Right.
No, we're going to do what's best for our football team. We're not going to let you cook, right? You can get a great meal in a crock pot. You're not going to burn down the kitchen. Right? They burnt down the kitchen. They put him in a position, they basically said, we're going to give you everything. And that emasculates the coach So now the coach is just basically got to go, okay, well, we're going to let Russ do this. We're going to let him do this because he wants to do this. And he wants to do a bunch of stuff he can't do. That will not happen with Sean Payton. There will be accountability
Do you think that divided the locker room a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There is no question. So there's two types of fear that are important in coaching. Okay, there is the biblical sense of fear, which is like awesome reference, right? You've heard the fear of God, right? That's awesome reference. That's awesome respect, right? That's that fear. And then there's just flat out fear. If I don't do my job, I will get fired. Yeah. Right. And so those are the two types of fear that need to go on, and that's exactly what Sean Payton brings to that.
So we're going from let Russ cook to keep Russ out the kitchen. Got it. All right.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right, let's hear number 2.
Same things.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I forgot the there was a pause. There was a pause.
We're not good at it yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah, third time's the charm. Third time's the charm.
It ain't going to get better.
Next time I'm going to get it. The Dallas Cowboys win the NFC Championship, or get to the NFC Championship game.
Excuse me, what?
They get to the NFC Championship game.
Now I'm going to drug test you now. All right, because they added Brandon Cooks.
No.
Like you still got an interception machine at quarterback.
Listen, okay,
and
but you know what?
Gilmore's not the guy he was 3 years ago.
Right.
What are we doing?
Because
and their best running back's got a broken ankle.
Mike McCarthy takes over the play calling duties.
Go ahead.
So Mike McCarthy is not trying to become a head coach. You know what he is? He is a head coach.
He's a co-head coach now.
Well,
he's been demoted. Dan Quinn, how you doing?
The point is you're not climbing. This is it. So there is nothing that owners like better than young offensive coordinators who can throw the football and get the quarterback.
And that's what Kellen Moore was, right?
That's what Kellen Moore. That's like Viagra to 80-year-old men, right? Guys who can throw the
and 54-year-old men.
Right. That's what they get excited about that.
Yes.
But that is not the best way to win championships. That is not the best way for your quarterback to have success. Sometimes you have to mitigate disaster. Sometimes the best plan is, hey, we're going to mitigate this potential disaster.
Okay, how do you
that's what Dak needs.
How do you resolve the fact that they're the third best team in their own division?
How do you figure?
The New York Giants are only going to get better, and the Philadelphia Eagles, who were the best team in the division.
Well, the Philadelphia Eagles have lost every level of their defense. They lost the best player on that, or one of the best players on the level of that defense.
They still got to beat them.
You lost on the defensive line.
Right.
You lost Hargrave.
Right.
Then you lost your middle linebacker.
Right.
And you lost Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Right. So you lost all three of those levels. And by the way, you lost both of your coordinators.
Yeah.
Like you don't think that affects the team?
I don't know if it does positive.
You hate Philadelphia.
I do.
You hate Philadelphia.
I do.
So I would think you would go with me
I
on
want
this.
to go with you, but I also got to be honest to the audience. That's crazy.
No, you don't have to be honest to the audience.
Oh, then take it back. Dallas Cowboys are winning a Super Bowl.
So you think the Cowboys will beat the Niners?
No, I said get to the NFC Championship game.
And by the way, hold that thought for a little bit later on in the show. You might not ask you might not ask that question when you hear the news later on in the show. All right, let's go to Stink Thinks number 3.
Stink Thinks. Yeah.
Well, I already teased it.
Nailed it.
The Eagles aren't winning the NFC East.
By the way, from your lips to God's ears, I hope they have the biggest drop-off from last year. I will say this. The 3 guys they lost, right? Mm-hmm. And the fact that they're going to play a much tougher schedule this year as well. And they lost their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator. They didn't love Gannon anyway. But I think this is a much different year for them coming up. I agree.
Too. Now, still,
and Miles Sanders is gone.
Still offensively, they've got, to me, the best, most dominant offensive line in football. They still have great players on the outside with Brown, with just Devontae Smith, the guys they have on the outside. I think Dallas Goedert's one of the top tight ends in football that nobody talks about.
I agree with you on that.
So, they're still very, very talented.
That's right, but they're not winning the division. Dallas is, so we know that. Dallas is going to the NFC Championship game. Sorry, Philly, the window is shut. Which brings us to Stink Thinks number 4.
Stink Thinks. Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
All right, there's two receivers out there that people are talking about. DeAndre Hopkins, available in trade, potentially releasing DeAndre Hopkins, and Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, that is the latest. DeAndre Hopkins might get released this week by the Cardinals, and then he's free to negotiate with anybody he wants.
Right. If I had to pick, if I had my druthers, who I would rather have, I'd go Odell Beckham Jr.
What? Why?
Really?
I think that what I saw from him, now I know he's coming off the ACL, but what I saw from him in the Rams, I thought he was a maturing player that did all the dirty work. He'll block on bubble screens. He'll do a bunch of things, and he had to work his way in that offense as a secondary or a third target.
Sure did, right. Because Cooper Kupp was the go-to receiver, right.
And Robert Woods at that time was there as well, so he had to earn those things. And I'm telling you what, I think he became a better player. I just think he became a better player.
Look, a lot of people think he was on his way to being Super Bowl MVP before he tore that ACL.
I thought I had him in one of my little things. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
And
Yeah,
you were
I know.
about to make money.
I was like,
about to make
I was
that
like,
money.
wait, did he just get hurt?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Can't
How
believe it.
about DeAndre Hopkins? Like, listen,
DeAndre
there's
Hopkins,
stuff out there that are scaring people away from him, other than just what his contract would have been. I don't know, but a lot of guys, here's an all-world wide receiver,
Right.
and yes, he has currently a very expensive contract.
Right.
But nobody's interested.
Well,
right now.
it's because that hey, the rap is he works when he wants to. He's he's hard to deal with. He's difficult to deal. But I'm telling you what, he's difficult to deal with on a football field. Now he's not the fastest dude. Body control. I have never seen his equal from just a pure hand size standpoint. I did a game. Look at his hand compared to my hand. I played offensive line in the league. He wears a 6X glove.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but it sounds like it's he's got a
mitts.
Very large penis.
What? Where are we? What?
Well, that's what they say.
No, it's
Isn't it thumb to pinky? But go ahead. Anyway.
What? No.
Wow.
No.
In any event,
I
stick
don't know.
things.
I don't
Are we
know.
done on that one? All right, I think we got one more.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, it's called Stink Things.
Oh, I can't
Play
wait.
it.
Stink Thinks. Yeah, yeah.
Marcus?
Okay. Well, you teased this earlier, okay?
Yes, I
you
did.
You did tease this earlier. Inviting the losing team to the White House.
Yeah.
This is what we've become?
First Lady Jill Biden did it.
Participation trophies?
Yes. Is this what we've become? We're going to invite the loser to the White House?
She said, I'm inviting LSU, and you know what? Let's invite Iowa, too, because they had a really good game.
Right.
No joke. That's
Hey,
true.
you know what? They tried hard.
So is they going to invite San Diego State?
Apparently, they're inviting winners, losers. Yeah, but if you showed up and you pretended to try, and that's our problem with society.
If I was LSU, I would be hotter than wolf piss. Like you're going to invite. It's 107 degrees. It comes out scorching.
Gotcha.
So
How do you know that?
I just made it up.
Yeah, the thermometer in there like, it's 107. It's 107.
It's 107.
It's good.
I raise wolves. I raise wolves in Alaska. Who doesn't? Seriously, if I was LSU, I go, no, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, but no, thank you. Thank you.
Did you make that saying up, or is that like a big Alaskan saying?
What, hard wolf piss?
I never heard that one either.
Yeah.
That was brand new.
Because
You know, it's the opposite. It's tied to their mouse nuts. Those things are right. How close are they together? Think about that. Mouse nuts.
I never heard that. I heard tight like gnat booty. Now you know. What? You know what the gnats that fly in. Tight like gnat booty. How tight is that?
I don't know. It's probably tighter than mouse nuts.
That's the tightest it's gonna get.
Yeah.
Lost total control.
Right. Well, that's what happens when you start inviting losers to the White House.
Listen, I agree. There's winners and losers.
Right.
And winners should go to the White House. Losers should stay home and lament the fact that they lost.
Yeah.
Yes.
No
Right?
doubt. No doubt.
It's okay, Billy. You lost. Come to the White House anyway.
When you won an NBA championship and they invited you to the White House, did you guys bring the team that you beat to the White House?
No.
No.
No, they didn't come.
Yeah.
Did you
and then when I lost in the finals,
You
right?
didn't go?
They didn't invite us.
They did not.
They didn't invite the loser.
Huh? Who was the president when you guys won? Do you remember?
Bush.
Did you go?
No.
You did not.
Nope.
Was the team invited?
The team was invited.
God, you just decided not to go?
I'm so old. I went to the White House when Bush won. Was the
The original, the original.
The original Bush.
The OG.
The OG.
The OG. Yeah.
The one who started it all.
Yeah, he was at Live last night.
This has been a great job.
That was him dancing.
That was his
butt they was coming up.
Yeah, this is great. This has worked out really well.
Really doing a good
really
job
well.
today. Thanks. Are we done with stink things?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Real quick, let's tie up a couple loose ends if we can. Remember that L.A. Dodger fan who ran on the field?
Yes.
Proposed to his girlfriend and got dropped like it was hot?
Yes.
By stadium security. I assume we're going to show that again?
Yes. Great.
Bam!
I wish I had
I
his
love it.
That's
I
a
just
real
love
hit,
that.
though.
That is a high-speed collision right
Dude,
there.
that dude is out.
So here's the deal. A, she said yes.
Congrats.
Okay.
That's big.
Which, bam!
Dude, that's a great
she
hit.
had no choice.
That is a-
you gotta say yes, right?
Even if she doesn't like him.
His
Yeah.
technique was perfect.
And then, bang! And then number two, the Dodgers recognizing that he meant well and he didn't have any weapons. He wasn't being a jackass to anyone on the field. They had to suspend him, but it's not a lifetime suspension. He's only been suspended for 1 year going to Dodger Stadium.
Okay.
Right.
Good.
So he's not going to miss the World Series.
But he'll be suspended for the rest of his life getting married. That's the same. You know what they call that? That same foot, same shoulder. Drive through the guy right there.
Drive through the guy.
Yeah, drive thugh the guy.
I heard
His
the
hat
little
went
marriage
one
comment
way
there.
and the ring went the other.
Terry Tate, office linebacker.
Man's been married 40 years. He had a little dig, right there. They used to live in an igloo together, but that's a story for another day. And then there's one other story. Remember the Anthony Rendon video from I think it was opening day when a fan got into it with him here, and Rendon throws a wild left and misses the guy's dome by a couple inches there, right? Well, Rendon got suspended. After appealing it, it's a 4-game suspension from Major League Baseball, and I totally disagree with this suspension. He should have kicked the guy's ass.
No, he shouldn't have.
100%. Like, sometimes fans cross the line.
They do.
They get out
And
of pocket.
when those fans cross the line, our players should be able to punch him right in the mouth and not be suspended.
But he's going to get sued.
If
Yes,
they, okay,
he
wait a
is,
minute.
yes,
If- wait, if they come on the if they come on the field, if a fan comes on the field, then you've got the right to knock him out. Okay.
Yes.
You can't go in the stands and beat up a fan.
But it all depends on what they say, too, man.
Yes.
You can't, just because you buy a ticket doesn't give you the right to say whatever you want to anybody. Because think about it. A lot of people, imagine if somebody came in here right now while we're working and just start heckling us and calling us all. It's cool. You can heckle.
You should hear what's in my ear all show, by the way.
But if they say something that's out of line, that's out of pocket, then sometimes you got to address that.
Yeah, because, listen, that's a bad look. I'm not saying it's a good look, and we don't want that to happen, obviously. But I'm with Eddie. Sometimes I think fans have the right to boo.
No doubt.
Fans have the right to be critical. I don't even mind, absurd cursing. I get it. That's all for me okay. But then I don't know what this guy said. Anthony Rendon, we'll probably never know exactly what he said. But whatever he said was enough for a guy who's been in the pros long enough to know better. To grab him and get into it with that guy, I'm going to assume that guy was a jackass.
Yeah. Yep.
And I got no problem. Pop. I really don't.
I have one big problem. He's making $245 million. He hasn't played since...
The fan?
No, the player.
Oh.
He's making $245 million. He hasn't played since 2019. You get a guy like me. All he has to do is look over to a guy like me and say, Cody, go handle it. I can wear the suspension. He needs to be on the field.
Nah, but then, listen, you got to fight your own fight. I respect what you're saying. He shouldn't risk not being available for his team.
That's what I'm for. That's what the goons are for.
Nah, don't sell yourself short. You're an incredible slouch. No, but I just think at times, it's okay. Now, basketball is different only because you guys are so close to the spectators, and no other sport has that proximity. You're playing, no joke, I could be here.
Right there, yeah.
And you're going to hear what I have to say, and I could be a jackass.
A lot of times, though, those people that sit courtside, they got money.
Yes.
And they really don't, they kind of respect that.
Right, and then probably that's a $1,200 ticket. The guy's probably not trying to get kicked out.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
It's a days. It was $10.
Although lately, you have seen guys asking fans to be kicked out. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
It was at the Oakland Coliseum. That was $10 max.
I like
free admission at the Coliseum.
Wait, I liked it. I liked it when fans get out. I like that. I like that give and take or that trash talk. But when they cross the line and start talking about your family or your wife and your kids, there are certain things that to me
that are off limits.
Right, that are off limits. So
And
I understand that part.
And now it happens a lot because of phones and the internet. I know everything about you.
Yeah.
So, and you just might be having a bad day. We all have them, right?
Mm.
And I push that button at the wrong moment. Yeah, be a jackass at your own risk, I think.
Right.
So I like what Anthony Rendon did there. It's a bad look. He shouldn't have done it. But every once in a while, a fan needs to be punched out.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, the guy in Milwaukee's taking a leak in the middle of the stadium.
Build him a
that
statue.
Guy doesn't
How long does that guy get suspended for? If the marriage proposal guy gets a year suspension, how much does a dude taking a leak in the middle of the concourse get?
None. It's Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yes.
He was actually brewing beer.
Yeah. All right, we got much more coming up. A little NBA action. Have the Mavericks totally given up? And Sixers-Celtics tonight. Huge game. Maybe the Eastern Conference Finals. After this on FS1.
The magic never leaves you when you stay with the Disney Resorts Collection. Following you along everywhere you go. Making every moment special. Even more surprising than your last. And bringing you extra time in any of the 4 theme parks every day. Now you can save up to 25% on rooms at select Disney Resort hotels. Why would you stay anywhere else?
Get all your breakfast faves like hash browns for just a few bucks, only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
For the ones ensuring the job always gets done, and the ones wearing many hats, Grainger offers professional-grade industrial supplies and real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Eargo. They automatically enhance your hearing wherever you are.
Ours comes with buttons on the back, so you can fiddle around to your heart's content.
Like the 80s all over again.
Cool, right?
For a limited time, get $300 off our latest device.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential. And what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
I sign up for free trials all the time. What I don't do is cancel them. Rocket Money uncovers hidden subscriptions and notifies you when a charge is upcoming. From there, you decide if you want that service. And if not, cancel it right from the app with one tap. Download Rocket Money today.
If you're watching this Gerber Life Guaranteed Life Insurance commercial, there's a good chance that you're alive. And if you're not, well, this may not be of interest to you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Life insurance? I'm going to live forever. Death is what happens to other people. Well, for the sake of argument, let's assume you're wrong and that someday you won't be watching TV anymore. I know it's not easy to talk about, so I'll do the talking. If you're 50 plus and alive, you can apply for Gerber Life Guaranteed Life Insurance with guaranteed acceptance, regardless of your health. And since this life insurance is guaranteed, you don't have to get a medical exam. In fact, you don't even have to fill out a health questionnaire. For a free quote, just call 800-440-7811. Then, when you stop, if you stop watching TV, your family can use the insurance money to help cover your final expenses or anything else. For a free quote, call today, 800-440-7811. Your kids already inherited your ears, allergies, and questionable singing voice. Don't make them inherit your final expense tab, too.
If sports fans built a streaming service,
Can't believe the football season is over.
Yeah, but with my stuff, we can rewatch all the games we recorded.
The Minnesota comeback.
JJ's finale.
Butt punt.
Oh, is that what the My Stuff feature was invented for? Saving butt-related content? Because I thought it was for keeping your favorite TV shows and movies all in one place.
Sorry, Mr. Sanchez.
Live TV and sports and more, but mostly sports. That's Fubo!
Say goodbye to daily insulin injections with Omnipod 5, a tubeless system that automatically adjusts insulin to help protect against highs and lows. Try it today. Go to Omnipod.com for risk information and instructions for use. Consult your healthcare provider before starting on Omnipod.
In 2 weeks, The Real Deal is back with a new season of the USFL. Reborn from the OGs, this is Dragons USDA Prime Time football. Just ask these guys.
You better recognize the real.
Except no substitutes. The USFL. New season begins April 15th on Fox and NBC.
After WrestleMania, the historic title reign continues for Roman Reigns. Plus, after being dethroned by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, what does this mean for the Usos and the Bloodline? It's an all-new Friday Night SmackDown on Fox.
I mean, oh yeah! I thought Cody Rhodes was going to become the champion. I was very disappointed that Roman Reigns secured the belt, but I know what's going on.
What's that?
They want him to be the champion for 1,000 days, which would make him the longest tenured champion in WrestleMania history.
Is that Macho Man?
Huh?
Was
I
that
don't
Hogan
know.
or Macho
I have no idea what it is. I know it sounds like a wrestler. Oh yeah! That's Macho Man?
Oh yeah.
I appreciate
Randy
that.
Savage. Former Major League Baseball player, by the way.
Jesse Ventura?
No, Macho Man Randy Savage used to be a professional baseball player.
Is
Played
that
for the
right?
Cardinals, yes.
Look at you.
Wow, you're welcome for that.
How about that?
Wow.
And The Rock,
football player,
played football at the University of Miami.
Yes, he did.
There you go. Look at that. In any event, love the WrestleMania stuff. That being said, also love the NBA stuff. I hated the fact that there was no NBA basketball last night. Don't you guys had enough nights off with all that load management anyway? Before we get to the games tonight and what to look forward to here in this little mad dash now to the postseason, you know, the new collective bargaining agreement happened. And as a former player, there's a lot to break it down. I don't want to bore people with it. There's one aspect that I want your take on, and that is to be eligible to be a league MVP now. The league instituted a new rule that the players said yes to. You have to play in a minimum of 65 games. Now, on the surface, you're like, well, that seems like a good idea. Make the guys play. But I view it the other way. You basically just gave the best players in the league who are going to be fighting it out for an MVP award the free pass to take 17 games off. I wonder what your take is.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing with that because I was talking with my agent yesterday. Shout out to Tyler.
Tyler.
What's up, baby?
My guy.
We were talking about a badge. It was a badge of honor when we were coming up to try to get 82 games in.
Yes.
And for a guy like me that's always having somebody on my heels, I remember when I was here in New York playing for the Knicks, I had an Achilles issue where my Achilles was bothering me. I had a torn labrum, and I was playing with that because I was up. My contract was up, and I was due.
So there's an insecurity involved.
So you got to play.
Gotcha.
You know, you don't have the luxury. Some players don't have the luxury to sit out. And to me, I look at if you are sitting out games, more than that, it robs the fans, right?
Yes.
Of superstars that may come in one time a year. If you're an East Coast team, you only go to the West Coast once to play the West Coast
And I think that's the biggest argument because, it's very expensive to go to NBA games. It's a very popular product. And if I've saved up to take my son, and I'm a blue-collar, hard-working family, and I can go to that one game, and I want to see Steph Curry, I want to see LeBron James, who, pick your favorite player, and it's the only time they're ever going to be in my town. And that's the day the player decides, well, you know what? I get 17 of these free. I ain't got to play because, that's the rule. And I'm there, and my kid's there, and he's got the jersey on and the hat, and he's all pumped up, and then you find out that so-and-so player isn't there. That is a problem.
Yeah. Okay, so that's no longer a badge of honor. It was a badge of honor for you guys. It was always a badge of honor for me to play injured, play hurt.
To play all 16.
Yeah, that's a badge of honor. So how do you solve it?
I don't know, because even I don't know how to solve it, because me and Tyler was talking about it yesterday, trying to figure out, like, how can we do, is there a fine? You can start fining them if they miss X amount of games, and on the flip side of that coin, right, you got 17 extra games, but not only the fact that if he takes off, because I was like, oh, you take games off at home, right? But then that's not cool either, because you might have a family that's in that town that did the same thing that somebody out of town did.
Absolutely.
So it's just, to me, it's not fair for the fans, number one.
Right.
I think that should be something that, this is what they could do. I think this is how they can help it, because obviously load management is not going anywhere. If you're going to load manage, you got to tell like in a week in advance or something. That way you give time for the fans to maybe refund their money.
Sure.
Somebody else could come buy a ticket that's just really a diehard fan of that team. I think that may be the only way that you could.
Yeah, the other problem is that it's very easy to hide behind an injury, right? If a guy goes, hey, like take you, you're like, your Achilles injury was real, but if you're LeBron James and you announce one day, hey, my Achilles is bothering me, how can I say it's not?
Right, like
so
the
guys will hide behind that.
Like the Joel Embiid.
Sure. His calf hurts, he could have played.
Yeah, right, because he played a night
he played
later.
Back-to-back Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, he played the night later. So
now, if you guys could put up on the screen again, it's interesting. The three guys that are in the running for the MVP, Embiid, Giannis, and Jokic right there. So Giannis is not going to get the 65. Embiid probably does after tonight's 64, and Jokic is already there. But still, the reality is that I respect the league trying to do something. I do. Mm-hmm. And the players have a say in it, right? Players didn't have to ratify the new agreement. They did. But I still think the end result is, if I'm one of these guys and I don't have to put the extra wear and tear in my body, and the days of playing 82 are obviously long gone. We had Kenny Anderson here last week, said the same thing you said. The notion of not playing 82 was foreign.
Right.
Right. And he even said, look, if I played 60 games, I might have gotten a couple extra years on my career. But I wanted to play 82.
So this is the other thing, right? This day and age, this era of basketball, they have more sports medicine, nutritionists, all the things that go into the body. So why are you taking less games off? That's what I'm saying. We didn't have a lot of stuff. It was changing when I was getting ready to my last year in the league. You got to have guys like LeBron. He had his
personal chefs and all that.
His trainer come with him on the road. Mike will come with him all the time. KG would bring a masseuse, his personal masseuse on trips sometimes. But that was like the extent of it. Now, it wasn't like how deep it is now, like with everything that goes into it, the science and everything that goes into your body and save. I just don't get how. I do have a theory on it, and that's for another time, on why these guys are sitting out and why do they get hurt.
Well, I looked at it like, okay, so you got a load management day. They always refer to it as an injury. Usually you take it off on a game that's not like divisional, because you've got a big game coming up or a big matchup or a rivalry. You miss a game for an injury, you got to sit out X number of games.
So you force the guy out.
So you say if you're going to sit down for load management, you're going to miss that big matchup.
But how could you prove that he's not hurt? That's the question.
No, I'm just saying, if you sit out for load management, you're hurt. You have to sit out X number, 3 games off.
We have it in baseball. We have a 7-day IL, no matter what.
But then on that same note, it doesn't correct what we're talking about for that family that saved.
Right. The fan's going to get screwed either way. I like your point.
But I'm saying
they never agree to it, but I like it.
Punish the player for if you're going to sit out for,
By the way, I should say,
get in his pocket.
With the NBA
that's where you make some
back in action tonight, you've got the Suns at home. They will blow the Spurs out. They're favored by 18. You got the Lakers. Big game on the road against the Utah Jazz tonight. Jazz, by the way, getting 8.5 from the Lakers. And the Golden State Warriors are at home against the Oklahoma City Thunder. No Wiggins yet, but he's coming back. So we'll see what Golden State does here with only 3 games left, hoping they get Wiggins back for the last couple of games of the season. But all those teams, the West is awesome. Everybody's in action tonight, so we have a lot to talk about tomorrow. Now, coming up, I'm going to reveal the third-party team, the secret team that has an interest in Aaron Rodgers that has already spoken to Green Bay about acquiring him right after this.
Subway keeps upping their game with the Subway series, an all-star menu of delicious subs like number 4, Supreme Meats, Black Forest Ham, and Genoa Salami.
You can't stop that much meat. You can only hope to contain it in freshly baked bread.
Try Subway's tastiest menu upgrade yet.
Right here, right now.
flexible design, endless possibilities. IKEA.
If you're watching this Gerber Life Guaranteed Life Insurance commercial, there's a good chance that you're alive. And if you're not, well, this may not be of interest to you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Life insurance? I'm going to live forever. Death is what happens to other people. Well, for the sake of argument, let's assume you're wrong and that someday you won't be watching TV anymore. I know it's not easy to talk about, so I'll do the talking. If you're 50 plus and alive, you can apply for Gerber Life Guaranteed Life Insurance with guaranteed acceptance, regardless of your health. And since this life insurance is guaranteed, you don't have to get a medical exam. In fact, you don't even have to fill out a health questionnaire. For a free quote, just call 800-440-7811. Then, when you stop, if you stop watching TV, your family can use the insurance money to help cover your final expenses or anything else. For a free quote, call today, 800-440-7811. Your kids already inherited your ears, allergies, and questionable singing voice. Don't make them inherit your final expense tab, too.
Let's talk about your dirty ears. And let me guess, you're probably cleaning them with these. You need to be using Whoosh. Trust me. No one wants to tell you how gross your ears look. So whoosh yourself, you dirty you. Get 15% off and free shipping at trywhoosh.com.
$273. This is how much you spend every month on subscriptions.
I only have like 2 or 3, right?
That's what we all think. But in reality, we have so much more that we don't even know we're paying for.
So how do I put more of this cash back in my pocket?
Rocket Money is a financial app that tells you every subscription you're paying for, even that one you forgot about from 5 years ago.
Huh, I can't believe I'm still paying for this. I'll call and cancel right now.
Wait. With Rocket Money, they even cancel it for you.
Really?
All you have to do is tap a few buttons, and they'll take care of it. Download Rocket Money today.
The Bristol Dirt Race, Easter weekend on Fox.
Welcome to Thunder Valley.
Chaos will ensue.
Who's gonna save it? Holy cow!
The NASCAR Cup Series, Bristol, Easter Sunday on Fox.
We wanted to do something together. This is not about getting back at Dad, but if it hurts him, it doesn't bother me.
It's a tightrope walk on a straight razor. 500-foot reputational drop.
Why is that making you smile? Who likes tightrope walking a straight razor?
This is a chessboard, and every move is crucial.
Like Israel, Palestine, but harder.
Subscribe to HBO Max and get the first 2 months on us. Upgrade today.
What is it about the first warm breeze of the season that makes you feel lighter than air? No matter where you are, when it crosses your path, you'll feel compelled to take to the road and see where it leads. The first step begins at the Lincoln Spring Sales Event, going on now for a limited time.
Jet fans, it's time to panic. That's what you're going to hear throughout the 5 boroughs if this thing goes south, because here's where we are at. I was told yesterday by a very credible source that the Green Bay Packers have a backup plan. And they have a backup plan just in case the deal with the New York Jets does not work out. Now, by all accounts, they will get a deal done. The Jets right now remain in the driver's seat, so it's not like, oh my God, it's happening today. But the Green Bay Packers have had some secret conversations with another team just in case the Jets and the Packers cannot agree to a deal. That's called smart business, right? Have a backup plan. Okay. Who is that team? Now, I thought for the last 3 months there was no way the Green Bay Packers would ever trade Aaron Rodgers to an NFC team. It doesn't make sense. But there are no other AFC teams that are in on Aaron Rodgers, only the Jets. So, I'm going to tell you the team. The team that the Green Bay Packers, and I know this is a fact, have had conversations with, have discussed what the compensation would look like if the Jet deal falls apart and they want to get a deal done. I want to be very clear I'm saying this. There is no deal done. But they have talked, and they have a backup plan, and compensation has been discussed. And Aaron Rodgers would absolutely want to play for this franchise. The franchise is the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, no.
Okay, they have Trey Lance coming off a broken ankle. They've got Brock Purdy, who's not going to be throwing the ball till August or September.
Tommy John.
And they signed Sam Darnold. They do not have a quarterback right now. Maybe Trey becomes a stud. We don't know. Aaron Rodgers is from the area, all right, and has always said, I might want to go home one day. Now, he famously also said, I want to screw it to San Francisco for not drafting me.
Right.
Well, he's already done that, okay? So here's the reality. San Francisco does not have a first-round draft pick in this draft. They gave them all away to get Trey Lance. They do, however, because of compensatory picks, have like 5 third-round picks. So the conversation has been multiple third-round picks in this draft and a first-round draft pick in next year's draft. If this happens, the New York Jets no longer exist as a franchise.
Yes, that is 100% true. And you think about San Francisco, and legitimately, like
they become the team to beat.
Brock Purdy, I know they love Brock Purdy. I know there are huge question marks about whether Trey Lance is going to be the guy or not. And he's coming off that, dislocated broken ankle.
Who better to learn from for Brock Purdy than a guy like Aaron Rodgers?
Absolutely.
Right?
As a guy that was Mr. Irrelevant, 7th round pick. He did things that were amazing last year, but come on, if Aaron Rodgers comes in there, and ultimately San Francisco's already loaded.
Yes.
As a football team, they are a great, not a good, but a great football team.
Yeah.
You put Aaron Rodgers in there, and you mean your driver's seat directly to the Super Bowl.
Especially in the NFC, because the NFC
All the quarterbacks
does
are gone.
not have the same level of quarterback play as the AFC has.
How do they make the money work? How would they make that money work?
The cap's a fungible thing.
Yes.
They bend it, they twist it, they redo other contracts. That's not even an issue, but it's a good question because the cap is a little fugazi.
Yeah,
no. He's making like 50.
He's supposed to make $60 million this year, but he would restructure the contract, which he's going to do in New York anyway.
So he will restructure
He has to, yes.
He's got to restructure it. The money is, like you said, it's fungible. You can move it around any way you want. When NFL teams say, we don't have the cap, it means they don't like you.
Right.
Okay.
When that's what it means. That's what it means. Because if they like you, they'll find the money. They'll find a way. They'll find a way to move it around.
You know what they're going to do? They're not going to like that guy.
Yeah,
but, that's what they do. Yeah. But it's interesting because, look, the Jets have all their eggs in the Aaron Rodgers basket, and if he goes to the New York Jets, they are an absolute contender for a Super Bowl. It also gets some Odell Beckham Jr., who, as you've said in the show, you're very high on.
Yeah.
Now, play it out from both sides, all right? So the New York Jets, if this deal does not get done and Aaron goes to San Francisco, the New York Jets are left like this. Now, I could pivot very quickly and make an offer to Lamar Jackson. That is on the table. But, a week ago, Joe Douglas, the Jet general manager, came out and said it would be disingenuous for us to even think about talking to Lamar Jackson. But here's the reality. Green Bay's talking to other people. This is business. It doesn't make you a bad guy.
Right.
You don't lose any credibility. The New York Jets have to have a backup plan, and right now they don't.
Right. Because the New York Jets don't want to give up, presumably, 1 first-rounder for Aaron Rodgers.
They don't want to give it up.
But they'll give up 2 for Lamar?
Well, at least Lamar Jackson, I can make the argument he's 26.
That he's 26 and he's got more time. But, I mean, my point is this. Get the deal done.
Yeah.
Call the Green Bay Packers and say, all right, you know what? We understand that we've shuffled our feet on this.
Yeah.
But we've got to make the deal because you've already gone so far down the road. You've hired a fired head coach as the offensive coordinator, a guy that wasn't the offensive coordinator in Green Bay simply because of the relationship he has. And I'm not saying that Nathaniel Hackett isn't a good, I like Nathaniel and I are buddies, right?
Yeah.
I love
He's a good man.
He's a good guy and a good man, and I think he's a good offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But you've gone down that road to get Aaron Rodgers.
And you're this close.
Yeah.
Go get him.
Just go do it.
If I'm the 49ers and that's really what's on the table, I got to get that deal done because I think instantly will become the Super Bowl favorites.
Yes, I think San Francisco can't dictate getting the deal done right now because they don't have a first-round pick or a second-round pick this year. So they don't have a lot to offer this year. And if you play it out that getting Aaron Rodgers makes them a Super Bowl team, well, next year's first-round pick's 32. So from a draft capital standpoint, the New York Jets still have more to offer. Now, if it turns out that San Francisco has offered multiple third-round picks and a first-round pick, at least they've got something credible on the table. But the Jets remain in the driver's seat. Remember, the rumored trade for the Jets is a first-round draft swap this year. So they have 13 and 15. Jets have 13. Green Bay's got 15. You swap those. I went to one of those websites where they value picks.
Yeah.
And the difference between 13 and 15 is like an extra third-round pick.
Right.
So it's significant, right? 13 to 15. And then conditional second-round pick. And the New York Jets want some compensation if Aaron Rodgers retires after 1 year. And that's apparently the sticking point. But the New York Jets have approached this, rightfully so, as if they're the only game in town. That Green Bay is kind of stuck because nobody else wants Aaron Rodgers. Now, the fact that there is another team that wants Aaron Rodgers that Green Bay would apparently be willing to trade him to, from my money as a Jet fan and just as an objective viewer of this, the New York Jets have to pounce now.
Yeah.
The New York Jets don't have the luxury of saying no, thinking that Green Bay's going to cave, right? Like, I thought neither one had the other side over a barrel. Neither one had hand, right? But now, if San Francisco has spoken to Green Bay and they have had framework conversations about compensation and San Fran's willing to do that deal, the New York Jets have to go get this deal done.
You can no longer be the Jets.
Yes.
You can no longer play the long game.
No, you got to get it done now.
You got to go make it happen.
And I'll tell you why. Because if word gets out, which clearly it will now, that San Francisco has had a conversation with the Kuntz and Mark Murphy in Green Bay, well, if I'm an NFC team that doesn't have a great quarterback, I might pick up the phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got more to offer than San Francisco does. And now the Jets are in a lot of trouble, if that happens.
Yeah, the more teams that come into this, then the more leverage the Green Bay Packers have to pit one against another. And as far as San Francisco is concerned, like for me, you got 3 young quarterbacks on there. One guy in Sam Darnold who we all have, a glass ceiling on now, right?
Yep.
He is where he is. Like he has played himself into being a potential long-term backup.
Yeah, he's played like 60 games. We know what he is.
He is what he is.
Trey Lance, we're not sure, but there are certainly questions.
Yes.
Like, you wouldn't do this deal if you thought Trey Lance was the guy you drafted.
Right. They gave up 3 first-rounders to get him.
So, I mean, it's not only the injury, but you've seen him play, and you saw Brock Purdy come in and play a lot better than Trey Lance. So, and then Brock Purdy is coming in, and I know they love Brock Purdy.
They do.
But still.
Matter of fact, they came out last week, John Lynch said, if we were practicing today, he's getting the first snap.
Right, of course.
Now,
unless Aaron Rodgers was there.
Well,
but
remember this. Here's the difference between going after a guy like Aaron Rodgers and going after a guy like Lamar Jackson. Aaron Rodgers' best case scenario is your quarterback for a couple of years. So if you have a guy like Brock Purdy, or even Trey Lance for that matter, to be fair, well, those guys want to play now and you respect that, and Brock Purdy has certainly earned that right to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, it ain't the worst thing if you're sitting behind Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Like, I think you can tolerate that, right?
Yeah, sure.
And none of those guys are making big money yet anyway. So from a franchise standpoint, you could even have those guys on the bench because they're not a big cap casualty, right?
Correct.
But if you're the New York Jets, I'm telling you, the entire future of the franchise is based on your acquisition of Aaron Rodgers. And if you don't get him, Zach Wilson's the only quarterback on the roster. Ooh. And even if you did pivot and say, all right, we're going to have to suck it up now and go after Lamar Jackson, now you're giving up the 13th overall pick, the first pick next year, and $200 million in guaranteed money. That is a far different situation than going after Aaron Rodgers for a third and a second and a 2-year deal.
Or you're the 4th team that tries to resurrect Carson Wentz's career.
Right. And I can tell you, as a Jet fan,
it's not going to happen.
They will be run out of town. And now it's to the point where, take San Francisco out of it.
Sure.
If the New York Jets don't somehow close this deal, they're all gone. They'll play out this season, and you cross your fingers for success, but they're all gone.
Right, they blow them all out.
Everyone's got to go. because how do you foobar something that you've been so public about? Like, this is out there.
They got to make that deal happen immediately.
I agree, 100%.
They've got to be on the phone right now. They've got to be working the deal. I mean, like literally right now.
Yeah, like whatever that final sticking point is, I can't imagine it was that significant where you can't figure it out. But now that San Francisco's in it, boy, I got to tell you, the one thing, I know you guys like San Francisco. It's a nice town and all that. But could you imagine in a 6-month span of losing Aaron Judge, Carlos Correa, and Aaron Rodgers?
Tough week, tough month.
San Fran sucks.
Man, don't talk about the Bay. You can't talk about the Bay like that, man. I'm from the Bay. You got to represent the Bay. You can't talk about the Bay like that, man.
No disrespect, but you guys are children.
Whenever somebody says, listen,
No disrespect, but nobody wants to go there.
Here's some disrespect.
Yeah, here it comes. I'm going to set you up for the disrespect.
Okay, let me say this
How
right.
come nobody wants to play in San Fran?
You know what I mean?
How come nobody wants to play there?
Let me say it this way. I mean total disrespect by this. San Fran's a clown show.
The Giants?
Yes, the Giants.
I'm an A's fan anyway, even worse.
Well, you can get a ticket to those games.
I can walk in for free.
And you can.
They're giving them tickets away.
Yeah, they probably are, by the way. You ain't lying. So that's where we're at. So, could you imagine Aaron Rodgers going to San Francisco?
Oh, I could totally imagine that.
Now, I have a dream scenario, if I may.
Yes, please.
Aaron Rodgers goes to San Francisco.
Oh, your dream.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yes.
He plays Tampa Bay in the first round of the playoffs and loses to Jimmy G again.
What? To what?
No, I'd say Tampa Bay. I apologize. The Raiders, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They go to the Super Bowl,
Super Bowl, that would
and
happen.
he loses
Okay.
to Jimmy G.
I'm with that.
I'm on board.
Okay.
I'm with that. Let's go.
Raider
Nation, baby. Let's go.
I apologize. I forgot Baker Mayfield's name.
What's the joke is that if he does go to San Francisco, then he could finally win a playoff game in Green Bay.
That would be nice.
Right, yeah.
That would be nice. But I'm telling you, if you're the New York Jets, man, you better get this deal done
Immediately.
And I'm
The
surprised.
season's over.
Huh?
Normally the season doesn't over for the Jets until like October. Normally
Columbus
the Jets
Days usually are.
Right, yeah, right. But this one ends before training camp starts. The season ends before training camp starts.
Not if they get Lamar Jackson there, I don't think it's all the way
Yes,
washed.
Lamar Jackson would be a saver. Yes,
He'll give him a shot.
But
not gonna get him.
it's not just that the season's over; the franchise is over.
Oh, really? They're going to finally pack it in.
I think at that point,
Would you jump to another team?
me? I don't do that except for baseball.
Okay.
Come on, we'll accept you. Raider Nation wants you.
What you're unaware of, and I respect it because you're not a New Yorker, is many, many years ago I started a church. I'm a very spiritual man. And the name of the
You were
church,
speaking on it earlier.
the name of the church was Mets Fans for Yankees. Yeah, yeah, it was a very popular church back in 2009.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Well, the Yankees were playing the Phillies in the World Series, and I'm a New Yorker, so you got to root for New York. So the church opened up. We had a whole thing, and I gave a sermon. It was quite
What a
phenomenal.
spiritual church.
Right? Yes. Anyhow, New York Jets, you're on the clock. Get this deal done. We cannot lose Aaron Rodgers. Because one other thing, I know we got to take a break. You lose Aaron Rodgers, you ain't getting Odell Beckham Jr.
No, you ain't. No.
And there's a report out there yesterday that Odell Beckham Jr. received a contract offer from the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, man.
And you know what? Let's take a break. We'll get into that next. Why would the Ravens go after Odell Beckham Jr. and not get the deal done with their quarterback? What? Coming up right after this on FS1.
Welcome back to Just Try It. Let's tell Patricia what she's won. You get to try new Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream.
It's delicious Dr. Pepper with refreshing strawberry flavor.
And a smooth, creamy finish. But wait, there's more. Why not try it in your brand new car?
It's a strawberries and cream 4x4. Enjoy that new car flavor.
What do you have to say, Patricia?
Just try it. Try new Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we should really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, unexpectedly, light beer.
Popeye's bone-in chicken hits the spot, and our biscuits hit it again. The Popeye's Big Box. Choose 2 pieces of our signature bone-in chicken or our 8-piece white meat nuggets. Pick 2 regular sides and a biscuit flakier than Auntie Denise for just $6.99.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
If I had to replace my engine, the bill would have been over $4,000. But my Endurance Auto Protection Plan
Covered it all.
A broken AC unit costs over $1,800, a transmission over $3,000, and an engine over $4,000. Breakdowns used to mean paying thousands out of pocket, until now. Go to EnduranceWarranty.com or call Endurance today and stop paying for expensive auto repairs. Call 877-204-1404 or visit EnduranceWarranty.com for a free quote.
Your record label is taking off, but so is your sound engineer. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Want to take control of your finances? Great, then let's ditch those spreadsheets and download Rocket Money, the app that helps save you money by setting up a budget, canceling unused subscriptions, and lowering your bills. Download Rocket Money and take control of your finances today.
Hey guys, this is Joe, founder of Viore, and I want to tell you about one of my favorite pants in the Viore lineup, the Sunday Performance Jogger. The fabric on this jogger is absolutely incredible. It's got a more tailored, modern fit, making them super versatile, and it has a zip pocket to secure your belongings. Whether you're lounging around the house or you're putting yourself through a tough workout in the gym, the Sunday has you covered. And that's why the Sunday Jogger is my everyday jogger.
The dust of WrestleMania settles, the historic title reign continues as Roman Reigns is still the head of the table. Plus, after being dethroned by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, what does this mean for the Usos and the Bloodline? It's an all-new Friday Night SmackDown on Fox.
We've been friends for so long, and I guess what I'm trying to say is I love... You didn't use Credible.com for your personal loan, and now you're getting nonstop spam calls.
Yeah.
It's either credible or it's not.
Credible.com.
Get 11% off your bathroom projects at Menards. Max has more than 1,000 shower doors, bathtubs, and showers to add luxury and style to your life. Get a Saks freestanding bathtub for $699.98 after rebate. Finish your renovation with a Mica shower faucet. This all-in-one faucet includes a rainfall and handheld shower head, giving you a spa-like experience. Now just $199.97 after 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Distracted driving is dangerous, but some people just can't seem to help themselves. There's the steering wheel propper, the sneak-a-peeker, the fast roller, the nightlighter. And it's not long until they become the fender benderer, the got-a-ticketer, the veering off the road, the driver who kills someone. Enough with the phones already. Just put them down.
One.
Game on, baby!
The battle is on to qualify for the FIFA Club World Cup as the region's best go head-to-head in a knockout-style tournament where only one king can be crowned.
They have won!
The Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League quarterfinals tonight at 8 Eastern on FS1.
Hi, thanks for joining us again. If you missed it a few moments ago, San Francisco has had conversations with the Green Bay Packers regarding Aaron Rodgers. There's not a deal in place. The Jets are still the front runners, but there is now another suitor in case the Jet deal falls apart. No reason to think it will, but if it does, obviously, it also means I would think that this guy right here, Odell Beckham Jr., would not go to the Jets. Certainly they don't have a quarterback. Why would he go there? And then the report comes out yesterday that the Baltimore Ravens have offered him a deal. Apparently 3 teams offered him a deal, the Jets being one of them, the Ravens being the second. And we don't know who the third team is just yet. The Jets were considered front runners to get Odell Beckham. But here's what I don't get. Why would the Baltimore Ravens make an offer to Odell Beckham unless they were using it as a carrot to then come back to Lamar and go, we got you, Odell Beckham. Now let's sit down and see if we can't get a deal done.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense to me first, get Lamar done, because he's the most important guy in the building, and then supplement with Odell. Because if you take a look at the wide receivers that are currently on the roster in Baltimore, it ain't great. Nelson Aguilar, not great. You know, decent number 3 receiver, right? Duvernay was their best receiver last year at the wide receiver spot. And then on down and unlisted, like you don't know those names.
Yeah.
They are not game-breaking wide receivers. So, Mark, is it smarter, do you think, to try to get an Odell Beckham to use as a carrot to then come back around to Lamar and say, look, let's just start from scratch. we just got you a rock star.
Right.
Let's talk.
Yeah, what's the narrative been? The narrative is he's never had a big-time wide receiver to throw the football to. We've got you a big-time wide receiver. We've let you test the market. The market has spoken to you, saying, we don't want to give up 2 first-rounders for you.
Right.
So come back home, where we gave you the opportunity, we drafted you, we moved back up into the first round to get you. We've created an offense around you. Now we've got that kind of that key piece to the puzzle that we've talked about, getting you that big time wide receiver. So come back home. Like this is a comeback. This is a statement from the Baltimore Ravens. Come back home where you belong.
Right.
We love you. Look at what we've done.
But there's a little chicken and egg going on too, right? Like Odell Beckham Jr. I'm not speaking for him, of course, but Odell Beckham Jr. is not going to commit to a contract to go to Baltimore if he's not sure that Lamar Jackson's going to be there. Much like he's not going to go to the New York Jets until he knows that Aaron Rodgers is there. So I don't think Odell Beckham's signing a contract anytime soon, and we don't know the third team that allegedly made him an offer.
But if you think about it from Odell's perspective, like where do you want to go? And where you want to go is where you have the best opportunity to win a championship with the best player playing quarterback.
Yes. Well, that would be Aaron Rodgers.
And that would be Aaron Rodgers. That's and you look at the numbers that a guy like Devontae Adams put up when he was with Aaron Rodgers, that combination they have, that could be you putting up those numbers. That could be you having that impact on a football game. So to me, Odell's like, okay, I'm fielding offers. I'm fielding offers.
Like he doesn't have to be in a rush.
No.
He's an unrestricted free agent.
Unlike the Jets right now. He does not need to rush. Right.
Right. Now, look, I think if Aaron Rodgers signs with the Jets, there's no doubt in my mind Odell's a Jet. I think that happens like 24 hours later, done.
I agree with you.
If Aaron Rodgers goes to San Francisco, I don't know what Odell does. Maybe he does go to Baltimore and they figure out their problems with Lamar.
Okay, so say that we're waiting. I'm OBJ, right?
Yep.
And I'm waiting for Aaron Rodgers' deal to go through, right? I'm waiting. All of a sudden, it's pulled from under the rug. And it's now, what if this offer goes off the table? What if the other offer that you said that
he might run out of offers?
He hasn't played in a while. So what is the most important thing is to make sure that you're on a team, right? That you're on a roster, that you have a contract signed. But if you keep waiting, waiting on somebody else, it might not ever materialize. And then where does that leave you?
Except for one aspect. That's an awesome point. This cat's different.
Yeah.
And I give him all the credit in the world. He is the single greatest self-promoter of any athlete in any sport I have ever seen. Hasn't played football in a year and a half.
And that's the main
yet
thing.
You've got teams clamoring over watching him at a workout. And by the way, he's also, I think the public misunderstands how guys feel about him. Odell's beloved by dudes in the NFL for 2 reasons. The guy's a gym rat. He puts the work in, and that's half of it. He's also naturally a celebrity. And a lot of guys want to be in that world where, they walk out in the street, they're recognized. People know who they are. They go to a club. Oh, guess who's here? He does that naturally. Not every guy has that.
Yeah, you're 100% right on that. The guys love him. And, the bottom line is that dude can flat out play. Like, he can, I don't care if you're a celebrity, if you can't play, and obviously, if you're a jerk, guys don't gravitate to you.
Right.
But guys gravitate to him, so they like him. He has that celebrity, but that dude just makes plays,
And
man.
so, to your point, he hasn't played in a year and a half. Any concerns about is he going to be 100% healtly?
I think you probably always have in the back of your head, like he tore his ACL twice, right? And non-contact injuries. But it's funny because the doctor that went in and did the last one said whoever did the first one didn't do it good. I messed whatever the case is, right? But it's been a year and a half, and we all saw the video.
Who was that second doctor?
I don't remember his name.
Okay, I was like, make sure that who was the first one? Matter of fact, I want to make sure he didn't have any surgeries that I got done by him.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's interesting. Like Aaron Rodgers kind of holds the key to the ultimate destination of Odell Beckham Jr., right?
What if Aaron Rodgers does sign in San Francisco? Does all of a sudden the 49ers go after Odell Beckham Jr.?
I mean, they're so loaded, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
With Ayuk and McCaffrey and Debo.
It's Target City.
It's a silly question, right? Everyone could use a guy like Odell, but I still don't understand why Kansas City's not knocking on his door. They don't have a legitimate number 1 wide receiver. Kadarius Toney's the only guy they got. Sky Moore was damn near cut, halfway through the year last year.
But because when you have a unicorn playing quarterback,
doesn't matter.
Those guys make wide receivers.
Yeah.
Like, those guys elevate the wide receivers. So it's that guy making you a great player.
That unicorn just got Juju Schuster a contract elsewhere. I mean, that's how good that Patrick is.
Well, listen, it's going to start heating up. I can promise you that. Hey, quick, before we get to Like It or Spike It, there is a chance after tonight that your L.A. Lakers are in the 6th spot.
Let's go.
That is on the table. Can you believe that, Eddie House?
Yes.
That after all the nonsense, after the 2-10 start, after Anthony Davis sitting out, after the LeBron injury, and seeing the LeBron James of feet doctors, that they are a game away, a win tonight, and a Golden State loss tonight, which is not going to happen, and the L.A. Lakers take over number 6.
I'm not surprised at all. Matter of fact, I went on the Odd Couple show. That's with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. And this was about 2-3 weeks ago. And I told Rob Parker, I said, don't be surprised if they are not in the play-in. They're actually in the playoffs. They make it to the playoffs. He laughed. Told me I'm gonna have to buy him wings if I'm wrong, and it's looking like
Who's laughing now? Eddie
I'm
House.
gonna get the last laugh.
Yeah, that's right. You almost vomited when he ate the marshmallows.
I know.
But you're good right now.
And some of it was like, almost in my cup. I was
you were like, move the cup. All right, I don't.
By the way, and don't sell the Lakers out for 5 either.
Yeah.
Because
Are
the
the Warriors
reality.
on the road?
Golden State tonight.
And tomorrow at home. Well, on the road against the Clippers, and then another one against.
Yeah. So Golden State home against Oklahoma City tonight, and then the end at Sacramento at Portland.
Okay.
So there you go. So listen, this is like, I hated the fact that there was no NBA last night, but now I love it. Here's your schedule out west real quick. Lakers got 4 to go, 2 against the Jazz. Home, don't forget, back-to-back, Jazz, Clippers, and then they have the Suns and they end with Utah. Golden State, Blazers suck. That's a dub. But the other 2 are tough games for them, especially Sacramento on the road, although the Kings have nothing to play for. And then the Clippers, of course, have the toughest road. Blazers are a joke, but the Lakers tomorrow, and then they end with a game they might have to win to stay above the fray in the West. That'll be a very interesting final day of basketball for the Western Conference.
Yeah, the Suns, I'm looking at the Clippers play the Suns the last game of the season. They might not be playing anybody. The Suns are locked in. So they might be sitting people, and you never know what's going to happen there as far as jockeying for position. That could be a potential matchup, Clippers and Suns.
That's true. The Phoenix Suns may have nothing to play for in that game. But look, 3 or 4 games to go, and it all starts tonight. That makes me happy, Mark.
I know. I can see that.
Yes, it does.
Very
all
excited.
right, we end every show with a little something we like to call I Like It or Spike It. All right, here we go. Baseball will have record attendance and ratings this year because of all the changes.
Like it.
Like it.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. The game is faster. They're stealing bases again. And my favorite baseball player, Ricky Henderson.
Yeah.
One of the best base stealers ever. So
you're all in on the Bay Area, huh?
I'm from
Are
Bay.
you an MC Hammer fan?
I mean, back in the day with him with Too Big MC.
Yeah.
You remember them?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you had the pants, didn't you? You had the pants.
I did not have the pants.
You did it. You had the pants.
I used to play, act like that, yeah.
It's all about the typewriter.
Baseball attendance and ratings.
I like it. I like it. I'm all in. And I'm a Seamhead man. You know I love baseball.
Fans showed up at the A's game. Like it. Yes. If they're at the A's game, they'll be everywhere.
All right. When it
Damn.
comes to food to eat at the stadium, nachos are a terrible food to eat at games.
I'm spiking that. I love nachos, especially with the jalapenos.
Yeah.
A nice beer.
I am going to like it.
Like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Like it. I like.
Nachos are a tough food in a ball game.
Right, but I don't like the cheese whiz they put on the nachos.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
No, cheese
You
whiz.
made a lot of
It's
money.
not cheese
It's a little
whiz.
bougie.
I
A little
know.
bougie.
Yeah.
It's a teeny bit bougie. It happens.
Nachos all around. Spike it. Come on.
All right. Andrew Wiggins returning gives the Warriors a chance to win it all.
Like it.
Like it, as we've discussed. Especially on the defensive
Yeah,
side.
I like it. I think the Warriors are scary for me.
All day, every day.
Hate to say it. Like it.
All right, the San Francisco 49ers become the team to beat if they get Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, not like it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I absolutely love it.
Love it, especially for them Jets.
And the New York Jets no longer play NFL football. Damn it.
Euro
Eddie,
League, Euro
pleasure. You did
Oh,
great.
thank you.
See you
Appreciate
tonight.
it. Yep.
Eddie's got the Sixers-Celtic game, so we look forward to talking to him a little bit later on in the NBA season. Mark Scherth is back tomorrow. Tim Hardaway here tomorrow as well. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.
No mercy, no mercy, no mercy. Let's go face to face. I embrace debate. I don't make mistakes. I just make my case. Drop spike when I'm done. What more can I say? Not bite to my tongue. I don't like the taste. I'm on and I'm on and I own my opponent. I'm always in the zone. Either zoned out of zone. And then we could get it poppin'. Pick the topic if you want to skip and shine and skip and hoppin'. Took these sports and made them say, all right, undisputed.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome into Undisputed this morning. We're glad you're with us. I'm Jen Hale, alongside Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys. How are we?
We're doing great, doing great.
Congratulations to UConn for winning the national championship last night. For me, it was more of a final bore or final snore.
It was bad. It was bad.
It was not that pretty to watch. Unless you love the Huskies, congratulations.
Congratulations, Huskies, but it wasn't the women's college game. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Let's talk about the women's college game.
Amen, guys. I have never agreed with y'all more. All right, while at the Colorado State Capitol on Monday, the one and only First Lady, Jill Biden, said she wants both the national champion LSU Tigers from Baton Rouge and the runner-up Iowa Hawkeyes to come to the White House. Dr. Biden attended that game in person. She said she was so impressed with Iowa that they deserve an invite to the White House, as well as the reigning champs. Most outstanding player Angel Reese reacted to the news with a tweet that said, a joke with 3 crying, laughing emojis. Shannon, what's your reaction to this?
I'm going to be respectful to the First Lady, Skip. But you know how I want to go.